Chapter 1405. At this moment, the faces of the people from the Profound Heaven sect were a little red. It was amazing that the eldest senior brother of the Profound Heaven sect could be so thick-skinned. The city lord of Broken Sky City held back his laughter and turned to ask Xianxia, "What do you think?" This battle was destined to be unfair, but he felt that Xianxia was not that simple, so he asked this question. When almost everyone thought that Xianxia would not agree, Xianxia answered very casually, "It doesn't matter, let's fight." Xianxia shrugged his shoulders. What? This answer shocked everyone. Xianxia actually agreed. What kind of joke was this? Xianxia was the #1 genius of the Profound Heaven sect, a 9th-level Nirvana realm martial artist. Actually, when Yi Tian said that he wanted to challenge Xianxia, he was already regretting it. However, he didn't expect Xianxia to actually agree. "You're courting death," Yi Tian shouted in a low voice. "It's not certain who will die in the end." Xianxia answered confidently. Xianxia was too lazy to use his Eye of Soul on such a person. It was not worth it. The best way was to teach him a lesson and let him know the immensity of heaven and earth. "Since you agree, then let's fight. Whoever wins will get the Crimson Blood Flame, ranked 84th on the Exceptional Flame list," said the city lord of Broken Sky City. Hearing this, the surrounding testers also jumped out of the ring tactfully. Even the city lord of Broken Sky City did the same. Then, they raised the protective formation around the ring. What's considered winning? At this moment, Xianxia suddenly asked. "Go ahead, I'll judge later," said the city lord of Broken Sky City. "All right." Xianxia nodded and slowly walked to the other side with the crimson flame sword in his hand. Everyone in the audience began to hold their breaths in concentration. Xianxia dared to accept the battle, which meant that he had a certain degree of confidence. After all, ordinary people would not dare to gamble with the Crimson Blood Flame. If Yi Tian won, it would be reasonable. If Xianxia were to win, then that would be awesome. Yi Tian, whom the Profound Heaven sect had painstakingly nurtured, couldn't even beat Xianxia, whom he had worked so hard for. How could he still have the face to live in this world? I don't know where this brat gets his courage from, but he actually dares to accept the challenge. Yi Tian was very unhappy because he was actually looked down upon by Xianxia. Intolerable. Begin. Seeing that the two of them were almost done with their preparations, Broken Sky City's chief steward also shouted loudly. The battle had begun. One was at the 9th level of the Nirvana realm while the other was at the 8th level of the Nirvana realm. Due to the superiority of their realms, Yi Tian was slightly magnanimous. "You're 1 realm lower than me, so I'll give you 3 moves. No, 5 moves." Yi Tian said generously. "I'll give you 10 moves." Xianxia suddenly retorted. What? Yi Tian suspected that he had misheard. Wasn't this Xianxia a little too savage? He actually gave him 10 moves. "All right, since you're courting death, then don't blame me." Yi Tian's eyes flickered, mixed with a trace of killing intent. Xianxia's aptitude had already surpassed his. If he were to enter the Profound Heaven sect, then he would be completely suppressed. At that time, who would remember him, Yi Tian? Moreover, in order to prevent the other 2 powers from obtaining the treasure, he had decided to kill Xianxia. Xianxia, who possessed the bloodline of the god of slaughter, was very sensitive to killing intent. He had already sensed that Yi Tian had already made a move to kill him. For those who wanted to kill him, Xianxia didn't care what kind of background they had. All of them would be killed. "Die, brat!" Yi Tian instantly exploded and fiercely stabbed his sword towards Xianxia. This attack was the same one he used to attack the mysterious spirit giant tortoise's shell. No one expected Yi Tian to use such a big move right from the start. It seemed like he wanted to instantly kill Xianxia. This bastard! The city lord of Broken Sky City suddenly sat up straight. He didn't expect Yi Tian to be so bold. Not to mention that both he and the sect leader of the North Wind Mountain thought highly of Xianxia. Even the sect leader of the Profound Heaven sect wanted to accept Xianxia as his disciple. However, Yi Tian's attack speed was extremely fast. Even if they were at the 2nd level of the immortality stage, they wouldn't be able to reach the stage in time. This bastard! The sect leader of the Profound Heaven sect shouted in his heart. He knew Yi Tian's attack power. This attack was enough to threaten the immortality stage, not to mention Xianxia, who was at the 8th level of the Nirvana stage. It seemed like a prodigy was going to fall. Indeed, A prodigy was going to fall, but it definitely wouldn't be Yi Xian. You're not qualified to kill me. Yi Xian's eyes flickered as he directly slashed his sword. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Yi Xian didn't need to use the unparalleled flaming dragon slash to deal with Yi Tian, who wasn't even at the immortality stage. A golden flaming dragon swept out and collided with the sword light. Whoosh! The sword light was instantly incinerated by Yi Xian's golden flaming dragon. At the same time, the shocked Yi Tian was also engulfed by the golden flaming dragon. Yi Xian's attack speed was even faster than Yi Tian's. Tin, the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, Yi Tang, widened his eyes when he saw this. Not only that, but so did the people around him. Just now, Yi Xian scored 91 points in the attack power test, but Yi Tian scored 95 points in the attack power test. Now, Yi Xian's attack easily defeated Yi Tian's attack. This meant that Yi Xian's attack power had exceeded 95 points and even reached 100 points. 100 points of attack power. This was an attack that could penetrate the mysterious spirit tortoise's shell. How could a mere 8th level Nirvana stage achieve this? Impossible. While everyone was still in shock, the golden flaming dragon had already disappeared without a trace. At the same time, Yi Tian's figure also disappeared. Only Yi Xian was left on the battlefield, along with his interspatial ring and weapons scattered on the ground. This weapon was Yi Tian's. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. A system notification sounded out, representing that Yi Tian had really been insta-killed by Yi Xian. Under everyone's astonished gaze, Yi Xian swiftly swept over and put away the young sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, Yi Tian's interspatial ring and weapon. Oh, there are quite a lot of things. Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. He was already used to killing geniuses in an instant. Not to mention a 9th level Nirvana stage martial artist. Even an immortality stage martial artist would not be able to withstand such an attack if they did not burn their life force. Only Yi Xian was left on the battlefield. Everyone below the battlefield was shocked. Instant kill, there was actually an instant kill. Yi Xian deserved to be number one. However, after killing the young sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, did Yi Xian still want to live? When the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect saw that his son had turned into ashes, his eyes were instantly filled with tears. He could not care less as he roared and immediately charged into the arena. Oh no! The expressions of the Broken Sky City's governor and the sect leader of the North Wind Mountain changed drastically. One should know that the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, Yi Tang, was at immortality stage 2. If he wanted to kill Yi Xian, it would be a piece of cake. Chapter 1406. Yi Tang, have mercy! The governor of Broken Sky City hurriedly shouted. Unfortunately, it was too late. Yi Tang had already made his move. However, before that, Yi Xian had already made his move. I heard that the Crimson Blood Fire was given out by the Profound Heavens sect? Yi Xian narrowed his eyes and suddenly made his move when Yi Tang charged into the arena. Burst of killing intent. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. This attack was much more powerful than the one that killed Yi Tian because Yi Xian had already exchanged for an 8th level Nirvana realm burning sky pill. Whoosh! Whoosh! The giant golden flaming dragon roared out. Kid, I want you dead. Yi Tang, the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, shouted. This time, he attacked with all his might and did not burn his life to increase his vital energy because Yi Xian was only an 8th level Nirvana realm martial artist. Using all his strength to deal with a junior was already unacceptable. How could he burn his life? However, it was precisely because of this that he suffered a great loss in this confrontation. Rumble! The giant golden flaming dragon and the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect clashed. After a moment of shock, Yi Xian actually gained the upper hand. The golden flaming dragon attacked the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect, which shocked him. His attack was actually inferior to Yi Xian's. How was that possible? Bang! The sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect was sent flying and crashed into the defensive formation. However, this was not the end. Whoosh! When the golden flaming dragon dissipated, a golden slash struck out. With a crisp sound, the sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect's left hand was chopped off. There was an interspatial ring on his left hand. The sect leader of the Profound Heavens sect felt pain in his head. This proved that everything was real and not an illusion. He, an Immortality Realm Level 2 expert, had his hand chopped off by a junior. Was this really not an illusion? Everyone present was so shocked that they were speechless. They stood rooted to the ground like statues. Just a moment ago, the sect leader of the Profound Heaven sect, Yi Tang, was prepared to accept Yi Xian as his disciple. But now, Yi Xian had actually chopped off his arm. The contrast was so great that it was hard for everyone to accept. By the time the sect master of the Profound Heaven sect reacted, his severed arm had already fallen into the hands of Yi Xian. Coincidentally, Yi Xian had taken off his interspatial ring. There was indeed a crimson blood fire in the interspatial ring, which was exactly what Yi Xian needed. Ding! The host has devoured the scarlet blood fire. Ding! Host has broken through to the 9th level of the Nirvana stage. Ding! The host has completed the special leveling up mission. The reward is the immortal divine phoenix bloodline's rebirth from the ashes advancement once. 3 system notifications sounded in succession. Yi Xian had finally broken through to the 9th level of the rebirth realm, and then he swiftly devoured and broke through to the peak of the 9th level of the rebirth realm. His strength had increased exponentially. Not bad, rising from the ashes has actually evolved once. Its recovery ability has become even stronger. Yi Xian was very satisfied. Currently, the immortal divine phoenix bloodline was shared with the 3 treasures. Since rising from the ashes had evolved, all 3 treasures would be upgraded. The scarlet blood fire was the reward for the first place of the longevity grand meet. However, since he had instantly killed the second place Yi Tian, he was naturally the first place. Therefore, the scarlet blood fire originally belonged to him. As for the other treasures, they were merely things that he had snatched, so they still belonged to him. At this moment, the sect master of the Profound Heaven sect, Yi Tang, was looking at Yi Xian in shock. He had broken through while fighting? Or could it be that Yi Xian was originally at the 9th level of the Nirvana stage? The aura of the peak of the 9th level of the Nirvana stage. This kid actually suppressed his cultivation level? Outside the arena, the city lord of Broken Sky City and the sect master of Mount Beifeng looked on in shock. However, after thinking about it, they felt that it was not very possible. The first round of the longevity grand meet was to test one's cultivation level and age. Even they could not fake the test crystal, let alone Yi Xian. Moreover, under the watchful eyes of so many powerhouses, it was impossible for Yi Xian to conceal his cultivation level. In other words, Yi Xian had broken through on the spot. However, it was not that easy to break through from the peak of the 8th level of the Nirvana stage to the 9th level of the Nirvana stage, let alone all the way to the peak of the 9th level of the Nirvana stage. Is this kid still human? Many people thought so in their hearts. Sect Master Yi, do you know why I rejected him? Yi Xian said with a smile on his face. Just now, when the sect master of the Profound Heaven sect wanted to take him as a disciple, Yi Xian wanted to wait until after the longevity grand meet. The surrounding people thought that Yi Xian wanted to use this opportunity to gain more attention. Now, it seemed that this was not the case. As an 8th level Nirvana stage martial artist, he injured a 2nd level longevity stage martial artist. Now that he had broken through to the peak of the 9th level of the Nirvana stage, it was hard to say whether the sect master of the Profound Heaven sect could defeat Yi Xian. Take him as a disciple? What a joke! Who exactly are you? The sect master of the Profound Heaven sect shouted in a low voice. It was impossible for someone with such talent to not belong to any sect. Therefore, he guessed that Yi Xian must be from a sect that was stronger than the Profound Heaven sect. Why do you care what I say? Yi Xian could not be bothered to talk nonsense with the sect master. He said, the crimson blood fire is the reward for the first place, so I'll accept it. As for the rest, I'll take it as compensation for offending me. After he finished speaking, he turned around and left. I don't care who you are. Since you dared to kill my son, don't think that you can leave this place alive. The sect master of the Profound Heaven sect said furiously. This time, he was going to do it for real. At the same time, everyone from the Profound Heaven sect took out their weapons and stood on the same side as the sect master of the Profound Heaven sect. If that's the case, I'll slaughter the entire Profound Heaven sect. Come on up if you dare. Yi Xian stopped in his tracks and said coldly. Immediately after, 4 elders from the Profound Heaven sect rushed out from the Profound Heaven sect's camp, including the formation expert who set up the Ichthyosaur illusory formation. 4 of them were at Immortality Realm Level 1 and 1 was at Immortality Realm Level 2. Now, Yi Xian could not escape. Governor. When the Broken Sky City's general manager saw the situation, he could not help but turn to look at the Broken Sky City's governor. Yi Xian seemed to have a strong background. If he died in his Broken Sky City, what if the force behind Yi Xian came to kill him? Let's wait and see. The Broken Sky City's governor said calmly. He felt that Yi Xian would not die so easily. Even if his opponents were 5 powerhouses who were at a higher level than him, Yi Xian did not show any signs of nervousness. It was obvious that he had a trump card. On the other side, the sect master of the North Wind Mountains saw that the Broken Sky City's governor had no intention of making a move, so he did not plan to make a move either. Now that this matter had nothing to do with them, they didn't want to get involved. Kill. As the sect master of the Profound Heavens sect shouted, the few people in the arena made their moves together. At the same time, the sect master of the Profound Heavens sect also charged toward Yi Xian without any hesitation. However, what surprised everyone was that the 4 elders of the Profound Heavens sect were not attacking Yi Xian, but the sect master of the Profound Heavens sect. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The wind suddenly blew. The sect master of the Profound Heavens sect was shocked. He did not expect the 4 elders to attack him. How was this possible? Chapter 1407. Bam, 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 bam. The sect leader of the Mysterious Heavens sect spat out a mouthful of blood after being hit by the 4 of them. Fortunately, he had burned his lifespan to block the attack. Otherwise, he would have been a corpse by now. He couldn't figure out why the 4 of them attacked him. But now there was no time to think about this question, because Yi Xian had already killed his way to his back. Eye of Assassination. Mysterious Heaven Sword Technique. Swish. With a crisp sound, the sect leader of the Mysterious Heaven sect was suddenly beheaded. The first attack after the Eye of Assassination had a 30% increase in attack power. The Mysterious Heaven Sword Technique was a longevity divine ability, so its attack power was not weak. It was very good for close-range assassination. Ding. Host's killing intent has increased. In the blink of an eye, the sect leader of the Mysterious Heaven sect had fallen. When his body fell to the ground with a plop, the rest of the people had yet to react. Some of them were still thinking about why the 4 elders of the Mysterious Heaven sect would sneak attack the sect leader. The sect leader of the Mysterious Heaven sect, who was at level 2 of the Immortality Realm, died just like that? Although Yi Xian didn't lack cultivation resources, what he lacked was the mysterious flame. However, the killing intent of a level 2 Immortality Realm expert was still very high. Since the other party had come to die, why wouldn't Yi Xian take them? Not only that, but Yi Xian would also take the lives of the 4 elders. Hiss, 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 hiss. 4 crisp sounds were heard in succession as 4 heads were tossed up one after another. What was even more surprising was that the 4 elders didn't die at the hands of Yi Xian. They committed suicide. Then, their interspatial rings fell into Yi Xian's hands. The good stuff in the interspatial rings was instantly sucked into the devouring space. This time, the Mysterious Heaven sect only sent 5 Immortality Realm experts. But now, all of them had fallen. After seeing this, the people from Broken Sky City and Mount Bay Foam couldn't help but tremble. Their strength was similar to the Mysterious Heaven sect. If it were them this time, perhaps. The young city lord of Broken Sky City also subconsciously swallowed his saliva. This was the first time he felt that 3rd place was pretty good. Just as the entire place was silent, Yi Xian suddenly turned his head and looked at the city lord of Broken Sky City. This made the city lord shudder. Duan Kong City Lord, where did you get this mysterious spirit giant tortoise's shell? Yi Xian could not help but ask. The shell of the Xianling giant turtle? This question fell into the ears of everyone present. They couldn't understand why Yi Xian would ask such a question at such an occasion and at such a time. This is what I got from Turtle Ridge Mountain. The Broken Sky City Lord answered honestly. The Tortoise Ridge Mountain is to the northeast of Broken Sky City. There are many profound spirit giant turtles there. I see. Thank you. Yi Xian cupped his fists in gratitude and then jumped off the stage. Wow, young master, you're so handsome. Seeing Yi Xian coming down, Luo also waved her little fists. Just now, she was ready to rush up to help. However, Yi Xian solved the problem in the blink of an eye. Come, let's go to Turtle Ridge Mountain. Yi Xian said to Luo. There were many profound spirit giant turtles in Turtle Ridge Mountain. This was Yi Xian's target. After breaking through to the peak of the 9th level of the Nirvana realm, Yi Xian knew the name of the last heavenly flame, the Turtle Spirit Earthfire. The Turtle Spirit Earthfire was ranked 81st on the heavenly flame list. It was usually born in the body of a heavenly tortoise. This time, he wanted to go to Turtle Ridge Mountain to see if the Turtle Spirit Earthfire was born in the body of a profound spirit giant turtle. As long as he could obtain the Turtle Spirit Earthfire, he could smoothly break through to the immortality realm. Not only that, Luo Luo and the old tree could also break through one after another. Yi Xian had just obtained the Crimson Blood Fire and he received news of the Turtle Spirit Earthfire. He was considered lucky. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Yi Xian brought Luo Luo and the old tree out of Broken Sky City and headed towards the northeast. At the same time in the mysterious Heaven sect. Grand Elder, this is bad. A managing elder of the Jade Tablet of Life Ancestral Hall rushed into a bamboo forest behind the profound Heaven sect. Elder Yuan, why are you in such a hurry? A white-robed elder walked out in surprise. The 4 Jade Tablets of Life of the sect leader and the 4 elders have all shattered. The elder in charge of the Jade Tablet of Life reported in horror. What? Hearing this, the white-robed elder opened his eyes wide. The sect leader of the mysterious Heaven sect was his grandson. He was at LV2 of the immortality realm. How could he die? Not only that, but the 4 elders who were at LV1 of the immortality realm were also in the same situation. They brought people to Broken Sky City to participate in the longevity grand ceremony. How could they die? The white-robed elder was shocked. At this moment, if Yi Xian was here, he would definitely recognize this white-robed elder. He was the expert who almost captured him that day. At the same time, he was also the escort of the Xianming duo demons. At this moment, the white-robed elder quickly left the mysterious Heaven sect and headed towards Broken Sky City. He felt that something had happened in Broken Sky City. Perhaps, the governor's mansion of Broken Sky City and Mount Beifeng joined forces and killed the people of the mysterious Heaven sect. If that was the case, he would definitely teach the people of Broken Sky City and Mount Beifeng a lesson. After half a day, he arrived at the governor's mansion of Broken Sky City. Duan Chong, get out here! The white-robed elder stood in the sky above the governor's mansion and shouted angrily. When he arrived, an elder flew out of the governor's mansion. He was the previous governor of Broken Sky City, the Duan Chong that the white-robed elder mentioned. He was at LV3 of the immortality realm. Duan Chong, how dare you? Before the white-robed elder could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Duan Chong. Yuan, look at this scryer recording and you will know. Duan Chong did not say anything and threw a scryer recording crystal over. This was a scryer recording that someone had recorded half a day ago, from the beginning to the end. Yuan took the scryer recording crystal and looked at it in surprise. He did not understand why Duan Chong showed him this, but he understood after watching it for a while. What? It's this guy? Yuan raised his eyebrows. He recognized it. He recognized Yi Xian. This was the guy who had killed his great-grandson Yi Tian and grandson Yi Teng. He was the guy who had killed himself and turned into ashes. At the same time, he was the person that the Xianming duo demons were looking for. Although Yi Xian's face was different, he had used the Peerless Flame Dragon Slash. It was him. The Xianming duo demons had said that Yi Xian was cunning and knew how to disguise himself. However, the only thing that did not change was the Peerless Flame Dragon Slash. After Mo Shui's death, no one else knew the Peerless Flame Dragon Slash. Therefore, Yuan was sure that this was Yi Xian. He did not expect Yi Xian to come knocking on his door and kill the people from the mysterious Heaven sect. Could it be revenge? Yuan could not help but think. Chapter 1408. However, what Yuan did not expect was that Yi Xian did not know that he was the old sect leader of the mysterious Heaven sect. It was purely an accident that he killed Yi Tian, Yi Teng and the 4 elders of the mysterious Heaven sect. The floating image crystal recorded Yi Xian's departure, including when Yi Xian asked the governor about the mysterious spiritual tortoise's shell. Tortoise Mountain. Yuan squinted his eyes, turned around and left. He then entered the underworld of Broken Sky City. The Xianming duo had instructed them to inform the elites in the underworld as soon as there was news about Yi Xian. At that moment, Yi Xian was on his way to Tortoise Mountain. After about a day, he finally arrived at Tortoise Mountain. I heard that there are many immortal-level mysterious spiritual tortoises in Tortoise Mountain. However, as the mysterious spiritual tortoises have a strong defense, it is very difficult to kill them once they hide in their shell. That's why not many people come here, Yixian thought to himself. It was rare for him to kill a heaven-reaching beast. Most of the time he would just kill them. However, he had no choice but to do it himself this time. If it was an ordinary person, it would not be easy for them to find the earth fire. However, Yixian had the eye of revelation. He could see through the mysterious spiritual tortoise's body. Hence, it was not difficult for him to find it. Besides, he had a few helpers, Luo, the old tree and Wei Zhentian, who had broken through to immortal level. They immediately entered Tortoise Mountain. Along the way, he saw many mysterious spiritual tortoises. However, most of them were at nirvana level. However, Yixian did not let the mysterious spiritual tortoises go. He killed all of them and kept them in his plant space. Under normal circumstances, the higher the rank of the mysterious spiritual tortoise, the higher the probability of the earth fire being born in its body. Hence, Yixian focused on the immortal level mysterious spiritual tortoises. Found it! In the first hour that Yixian entered Tortoise Mountain, he finally saw the first immortal level mysterious spiritual tortoise. Although the mysterious spiritual tortoise did not have the earth fire in its body, it was still a treasure. The profound spirit giant tortoise was special. Its shell could cover all of its flesh and blood. Once it shrunk into the shell, it would be troublesome. Relying on the eye of revelation, Yixian was able to see from afar. Killing intent explosion. Mysterious heaven sword art. Swish! A ray of sword light whizzed past and instantly pierced through the head of the mysterious spirit tortoise. Then, it pierced through its entire body. This attack had crushed all the organs in the mysterious spirit tortoise's body, including its heart. Instant kill. Ding! Host's killing intent has increased. When the system notification rang out, Yixian quickly rushed over and put away the corpse. The heaven-reaching beast's corpse was nothing much. What was valuable was the beast's soul, which was several times more valuable than the corpse. However, right at that moment, ding! Host's killing intent has increased. Another system notification sounded. Yixian didn't kill any heaven-reaching beasts, so it must have been Luo and the others who killed it. Luo's ability was not weak. On the other hand, Wei Zhentian and the old tree were immortal. Therefore, Yixian didn't have to worry about them taking action on their own. Yixian continued to go deeper into the Tortoise Mountain. Since there were so many mysterious spirit tortoises, there should be a king. This king was most likely to be the one that could produce the turtle spirit earthfire. Yixian estimated that the mysterious spirit tortoise king was at least on immortal level 3. After a while, Master, come quickly. I've encountered a level 2 immortal level tortoise. Luo suddenly said. Upon hearing this, Yixian immediately rushed over based on his ability to sense the tortoise. A level 2 immortal level mysterious spirit tortoise might have the turtle spirit earthfire in its body. However, he was overthinking. The mysterious spirit tortoise that Luo encountered, Su Rian, was at level 2 immortal level. However, it did not have the turtle spirit earthfire in its body. The mysterious spirit tortoise was more than 30 meters long. It was huge like a small mountain. Yixian came next to Luo. After observing for a while, he decided to attack. This mysterious spirit tortoise can release shockwaves when it opens its mouth. Be careful. We must kill it before it hides into its shell, Yixian said to Luo. All right. Luo nodded. Then, the two of them immediately dashed out. Release of killing intent. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Yixian had already exchanged for the burning sky pill. He raised his hand and launched his most powerful attack. Although the twin dragon roar of the ice and fire twin dragon sword formation was powerful, Yixian no longer used it when the unparalleled flaming dragon slash was upgraded to the unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Firstly, the attack was not as powerful as the unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Moreover, he had to clone himself. The combat power of both him and his clone would be reduced by 60%. A huge golden flame dragon roared out. The mysterious spirit giant tortoise also sensed the danger and opened its bloody mouth. Bang! An invisible force swept out and collided with the golden flaming dragon. Suddenly, there was a strong shockwave. At the same time, Luo increased her speed with the 9 reincarnation flash. 9 reincarnation flash, First flash. 9 reincarnation flash. Second flash. 9 reincarnation flash. Third flash. 9 reincarnation flash. Fourth flash. When it was the fourth flash, the petite Luo had already arrived beside the mysterious spirit tortoise's head. Then, it was the fifth flash of the 9 reincarnation flash. Swish! Before the mysterious spirit tortoise could react, it heard a crisp sound and its neck was almost cut off. Fortunately, it was not killed because of its huge body. Otherwise, its head would have fallen to the ground. It's not powerful enough. Luo was helpless. The 9 flash of reincarnation relied on the sharpness of its movement to attack. However, the profound spirit tortoise relied on its defense. Even if it didn't hide in its shell, its scales and flesh defense were not weak. Although it did not manage to kill the mysterious spirit tortoise, it was enough. Wei Zhentian, who was on level 1 of the immortality level, had turned into a gigantic spike and pierced through the air. Swish! The gigantic spike that Wei Zhentian had turned into pierced through the mysterious spirit tortoise's neck from the wound that Luo had created. Now, the mysterious spirit tortoise could not hide even if it wanted to. Wei Zhentian, well done. Yi Xian complimented. He immediately went around the mysterious spirit tortoise's head and attacked it from the side. Release of killing intent. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. A gigantic golden flaming dragon struck the mysterious spirit tortoise's head from the side. Although the mysterious spirit tortoise's scales were strong, it could not withstand such a high-temperature flame. In an instant, the mysterious spirit tortoise's scales were burned and blood flowed like a river. Roar! The mysterious spirit tortoise was in pain. It opened its mouth and roared into the sky. It even started to attack with shockwaves. Unfortunately, its head was fixed in place and could not move, so its attacks all missed without exception. Again! Yi Xian's eyes lit up and he continued to attack. Chapter 1409. Release of killing intent. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Another golden dragon struck the profound spirit giant tortoise's head. This time, the tortoise's entire head was burnt to a crisp. Although its scales were strong, its flesh and blood were not strong. Once its scales were broken, the mysterious spirit tortoise would not be far from death. At that moment, the mysterious spirit tortoise's brain was burnt to a crisp. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. After the system notification rang out, Yi Xian immediately rushed over and kept the mysterious spirit tortoise's body. Although he had yet to break through to immortal level, he could already kill a level 2 immortal level powerhouse. Killing a level 2 immortal level defensive heavenly beast was nothing to him. What he was worried about was whether he could break through the defense of the level 3 mysterious spirit tortoise. If he could not, he would be in trouble. However, at that moment, a figure suddenly arrived at Turtle Ridge Mountain. It was a man in black. He was holding a black sword in his hand. Although he looked like a middle-aged man, he was actually more than 1,000 years old. His name was He Ming. He was a level 3 immortal level assassin in hell. Initially, he had already retired. However, there was a mission that made him waver. Hence, he decided to come back. The mission was to capture Yi Xian at Tortoise Mountain. The reward for capturing a level 9 Nirvana level brat is so generous. I have to capture this brat before anyone else does. He Ming said as he rushed into Tortoise Mountain. Coincidentally, there were some footprints at the entrance of Tortoise Mountain. He took a look and chased after Yi Xian. The footprints were left by Yi Xian. Along the way, he had killed many heavenly beasts. Hence, He Ming was able to catch up with him easily. At that moment, Yi Xian did not know that he was in danger. He was still looking for the mysterious spirit tortoise king. Perhaps it was because of the mysterious spirit tortoise, the mysterious spirit tortoise king that he was looking for jumped out on its own. Could it be that the mysterious spirit tortoise king is the mysterious spirit tortoise king's child? Yi Xian stared at the mountain-like Xianling turtle king in front of him, and his heart trembled. When one's bloodline reached the immortal realm, its effect would be fully displayed. When its child died, the mysterious spirit turtle king, who was nearby, immediately knew. The profound spirit turtle king was originally in a deep sleep, but after the death of its child, it immediately woke up. It just so happened that the person who killed his child was nearby. Roar! The Xianling turtle king did not say anything. It opened its mouth and blasted a shockwave at Yi Xian. Shadow step. Yi Xian dodged the shockwave in a flash. This shockwave had the power to destroy the heavens and earth. It could probably split the Bloodrock continent in half. Even if Yi Xian was hit, he would be smashed to pieces. The mysterious spirit Tortoise King was an immortal realm level 3 Tong Tian beast, which was 3 levels higher than Yi Xian. Therefore, even with the Eye of Revelation, Yi Xian could not see through it. Therefore, only by killing it would he know if it had the turtle spirit earth fire in its body. Wei Zhentian, Luo Luo, come on! Yi Xian shouted in a low voice and directly attacked. Killing intent explosion. Flaming dragon slash. 9 flashes of reincarnation. Previously, they had come up with a strategy to deal with the mysterious spirit Tortoise King. They had used this strategy to kill the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's son. Now, the same strategy was used on the mysterious spirit Tortoise King. However, they did not know if it would work. The mysterious spirit Tortoise King was very angry. It did not dodge and took Yi Xian's attack head-on. Rumble! The gigantic golden flaming dragon hit the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's head. However, it was blocked by its scales and did not hurt it at all. Now, Yi Xian could confirm that the turtle spirit earth fire was in the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's body. Even if it was an immortal realm level 3 mysterious spirit tortoise, it would not be able to survive Yi Xian's flaming dragon slash. Now that the mysterious spirit Tortoise King had blocked the attack, it proved that it was resistant to fire. Therefore, there must be a type of fire in its body. It was not the thousand beast fire but the turtle spirit earth fire. Haha, I've finally found it. I'm going to kill you. Yi Xian laughed in his heart. Although the flaming dragon slash could not break through its defense, he still had other methods. Whoosh! The annihilation slash, hidden within the matchless dragon slash, struck the mysterious spirit turtle king's scales. Immediately, the annihilation slash's ability took effect, and a few pieces of the mysterious spirit turtle king's scales were disintegrated. Although the fire was useless, the destruction slash was useful. Unfortunately, the destruction slash could not be combined with the destruction slash. Otherwise, Yi Xian's attack would be extremely powerful. Reincarnation flash. 5th flash. Luo Luo also attacked the wound. With a slash, the wound was enlarged. Not only that, Wei Zhentian turned into a thin needle and penetrated the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's body. Ouch! The mysterious spirit Tortoise King screamed in pain. Although its external defense was strong, its internal defense was not that strong. Wei Zhentian, who was on Immortal Realm Level 1, was enough to destroy it. It seemed like the battle was about to end. Wei Zhentian could transform into many forms. He could turn into a mountain or a thin needle. Since the mysterious spirit Tortoise King was so huge, it did not notice the thin needle in its body at first. However, as soon as Wei Zhentian entered its body, it suddenly enlarged and turned into a sea urchin and started to jump around. Suddenly, the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's body was filled with holes and blood flowed out like a river. Without needing to attack, the mysterious spirit Tortoise King would be killed by Wei Zhentian. Ouch! The mysterious spirit Tortoise King roared into the sky. Its body trembled but it could not do anything to Wei Zhentian. However, at this moment, a powerful aura suddenly entered Yi Xian's perception range. Immortal Realm Level 3? Yi Xian raised his eyebrow. He did not expect to see an Immortal Realm Level 3 on Tortoise Mountain. Was this person just passing by or did he come here specifically for him? Even if he was just passing by, he would not just leave when he saw the mysterious spirit Tortoise King struggling. I don't care who you are. If you want to die, I don't mind sending you on your way. Yi Xian squinted his eyes. At the same time, he ordered Wei Zhentian to bring the tortoise earth fire out. Soon, the aura of the Immortal Realm Level 3 entered Yi Xian's vision. It was a middle-aged man in a black shirt. Found him. Black Life raised his eyebrow when he saw Yi Xian. According to the mission description, Yi Xian had many tricks up his sleeves. He was also good at disguising himself. At the same time, he might have a sword that could change forms and a little fox girl. Chapter 14:10. Oh. Mysterious Spirit Tortoise King? Black Life raised his eyebrows. He did not expect Yi Xian to be able to injure the mysterious Spirit Tortoise King, who was at Immortal Level 3. After all, he could only barely break through the mysterious Spirit Tortoise King's defense. It seemed like this kid was not that simple. Are you an assassin from the underworld? Yi Xian could not help but ask when he saw the person. According to his previous experience, this person was most likely an assassin as the murderous aura was too strong. That's right. I'm here to capture you. Black Life did not hide anything. If that's the case, why aren't you attacking? Yi Xian raised his eyebrows. Immortal level 3 was 3 realms higher than him. However, when he was at level 8 Nirvana realm, didn't he injure the sect leader of the mysterious heaven sect who was at level 2 immortal level? 3 realms was nothing. On the other hand, if Yi Xian broke through to the immortal level, Black Life would not be able to withstand more than 10 or even 5 moves from Yi Xian. To be on the safe side, Yi Xian asked Wei Zhentian to be faster. Black Life glanced at the mysterious spirit Tortoise King and said, I'm at immortal level 3. If I attack a Nirvana realm junior like you, it will damage my reputation. I'll give you a chance. If you follow me willingly, I might let you live a better life. He was thinking that if Yi Xian resisted, he would chop off Yi Xian's limbs and take him away. After all, the mission only required him to be alive. There was no rule that stated that he could not be crippled. Cut the crap. Yi Xian interrupted him. Humph. Black Life snorted and said, since you don't know how to cherish this opportunity, then I. Before he could finish his sentence, Wei Zhentian came out of the mysterious spirit Tortoise King's body. The light from the fire shone on their faces. The turtle earthly fire was ranked 81 on the exceptional fire list. It looked like a tortoise. If Wei Zhentian did not share the immortal phoenix bloodline, it would have been melted by the turtle earthly fire. When the turtle spirit earth fire appeared, even Black Life was shocked. Who would have thought that this Xianling Turtle King would have the turtle spirit earth fire? Not only would he be able to complete the mission, but he would also be able to obtain a Xianling Turtle King's body. Most importantly, he would also be able to obtain a turtle spirit earth fire. What a stroke of luck! However, under Black Ming's greedy eyes, Wei Zhentian sent the turtle spirit earth fire to Yi Xian. Yi Xian slightly curved up his mouth corners and took back the turtle spirit earth fire. I'll give you one more chance. Give me the turtle spirit earth fire, and I'll bring you back to the netherworld in one piece. Said Black Life again. Experts had their own pride, and asking him to make a move against a 9th level rebirth stage junior was truly a slight loss of face. If you want the turtle earth fire, come and get it yourself, said Yi Xian smilingly. The heart of the Xianling Turtle King had already been crushed by Wei Zhentian. In other words, it was already dead and no longer posed a threat to Yi Xian. Now that Yi Xian had obtained the turtle spirit earth fire, he would be able to break through to the immortality stage soon. However, Yi Xian only hid the turtle spirit earth fire in the devouring space and did not intend to devour it. In the eyes of the middle-aged man in black, he was only a 9th level Nirvana stage martial artist, and there was nothing to be afraid of. However, if he suddenly broke through to the immortality stage, things would be different. Kid, I gave you 2 chances, but you didn't cherish them. Since that's the case, I can only lower myself and attack you. The middle-aged man in black's eyes flickered, and in an instant, his speed exploded. As an assassin, speed was extremely important. However, as Yi Xian's level was too low, he did not need to launch a sneak attack. However, he would never have thought that Yi Xian had been waiting for him to attack all this while. Ding! Host has devoured the turtle spirit earth fire. Ding! Host has broken through to the 1st level of the immortality stage. Ding! Host has completed the special level up mission. The Eye of Destruction has been upgraded to a passive destruction. These 3 system notifications shocked Yi Xian. The Eye of Destruction had actually been upgraded to a passive destruction. Before the Eye of Destruction, the Eye of Glory had also become a passive glory. When Yi Xian needed to use it, he only needed to activate it. Now, the Eye of Destruction had also become a passive destruction. This meant that his attacks from now on would have the destruction effect. However, this was not the end. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through. Currently at the 2nd level of the immortality stage. Ding! Luo Luo has broken through. Currently at the 1st level of the immortality stage. Ding! Devil Tree Battle Soldier has broken through. Currently at the 1st level of the immortality stage. Previously, Yi Xian's 3 targets had been stuck at the 9th level of the Nirvana stage because of his level. Later on, Wei Zhentian broke through the shackles once and could be upgraded to the 1st level of the immortality stage. Now, as Yi Xian broke through to the immortality stage, This shackle was finally broken. You're dead meat. Yi Xian's eyes flickered as he suddenly attacked. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. A huge golden flaming dragon suddenly appeared and roared towards the middle-aged man in black. After receiving the reward, Yi Xian directly activated the annihilation passive. Now, his true energy had the effect of annihilation. The destruction effect was actually disintegration. It could disintegrate physical body and true qi. This meant that the unparalleled flaming dragon slash was even more powerful. Not only that, after breaking through to the immortality stage, Yi Xian's lifespan increased to 1,000 years. For this attack, he burned 10 years of his lifespan to strengthen his true qi. In addition to the Sword God bloodline, the Immortal Phoenix bloodline, the Burning Sky Pill, and the Turtle Spirit Earthfire, the power of this attack was extraordinary. What? The middle-aged man in black was shocked. He felt the power of this golden flaming dragon. It was very powerful. Even he could not release it. How did Yi Xian master it? However, just as he was shocked, the golden flaming dragon had already swallowed him. Then, a system notification sounded. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Instant kill. The immortal level 3 middle-aged man in black was instantly killed by Yi Xian. Of course, this was also the middle-aged man in black's own fault for being careless. Besides, Yi Xian's sudden breakthrough to the immortality stage was also beyond his expectations, which led to this mess. Damn! It's so powerful. It's at least 10 times stronger than before. Yi Xian could not help but swallow his saliva. The destruction effect, coupled with the true qi from burning one's lifespan, caused the middle-aged man in black to die without leaving behind a corpse. Fortunately, Yi Xian had already wrapped the middle-aged man in black's cosmos ring with the all-creation's force when the golden flaming dragon swallowed him. Otherwise, the ring would have been disintegrated. Wow, young master, your strength has improved a lot. Luo floated over from afar and said in shock. Of course. Chapter 14:11. As the middle-aged man in black was an assassin, he did not have many items in his Qian ring. If he died, the items would fall into the hands of others. Even if he hid them, he could not bring them along. Now, Yi Xian had completed 10 specific level-up missions and received 10 rewards in total. It had to be said that this special level-up quest was too awesome. It actually gave Yi Xian 10 rewards. Unfortunately, Immortal level did not trigger any specific level-up mission. Therefore, Yi Xian no longer needed to collect mystical flames to level up. At this moment, Yi Xian glanced at his attribute panel and realized that he had a lifespan of 1,000 years. When had he ever expected to live for 1,000 years? Most people would have hidden diseases in their bodies. However, as he had the Immortal Phoenix bloodline, his body did not have any problems. Therefore, this 1,000 years was a real 1,000 years, unless he encountered an expert and was killed by them. Just as he was thinking about it, a notification came from the system. Ding! You can exchange 500 years of your lifespan for 1 devouring point. Would you like to do so? Upon hearing this, Yi Xian was stunned. 500 years of my lifespan for 1 devouring point? What the F***ck? 500 years of my lifespan for 1 devouring point? I'm only 25 years old now. 1 year is too long for me. Maybe I'll break through to rebirth level in a year's time. 500 years is nothing to me. Yi Xian suddenly thought of this. 500 years sounded like a long time, but it was nothing to him. After all, he had only been here for 12 years. In 12 years, he had broken through to immortal level. Would he be afraid that he would not have enough lifespan in the future? Exchange! At that moment, Yi Xian used 500 years of his lifespan to exchange for 1 devouring point. In addition to the 1 devouring point from before, he now had 2 devouring points. However, he was only left with slightly more than 500 years of lifespan. Ding! The next exchange requires 1,000 years of lifespan. The notification came again. 500 years of lifespan for the first exchange, 1,000 years for the second exchange, 1,500 years for the third exchange? Or 2,000 years? Yi Xian calculated in his heart. ALV1 Immortal Level Expert had a lifespan of about 1,000 years. Every level up would increase their lifespan by 250 years. In other words, a LV9 Immortal Level Expert would have a lifespan of about 3,000 years. If the third exchange was 1,500 years, then it would be exactly 3,000 years. In other words, Yi Xian could be exchanged for about 3 devour points. In my devouring space, I still have more than 100 years worth of immortal spring water. However, immortal-level cultivators occasionally have to burn their lifespan to fight. Yi Xian was a little hesitant. If that was the case, he would have 1,000 years of life when he reached immortal level rank 3. By then, he would be able to redeem some devouring points. The devouring point is very useful. It can strengthen my bloodline. If I break through to the rebirth realm in the future, my lifespan will increase. However, an immortal level requires us to burn our lifespan to fight. Sigh, I don't think my lifespan is enough. Yi Xian was in a dilemma. In the end, he decided not to think about it. He would just take one step at a time. After all, he was only on immortal level rank 1. Since he had 2 devour points, Yi Xian planned in his heart where to use these 2 devour points. Forget it. I'll keep them first. If my clone dies again, I can still use them to revive my clone. In the end, Yi Xian decided not to use the 2 devour points. He would keep them first. Now that he had obtained the turtle spirit earthly fire and had broken through to the immortal level, he had to investigate some things. For example, the Shenming duo. Previously, the Lu family had investigated for more than a month, but they did not find anything. However, the old man in white was a clue. Yi Xian estimated that the old man in white was only on immortal level rank 3. Broken Sky City, North Wind Mountain, and Mysterious Heaven Sect. Perhaps he is the patriarch of these 3 organizations. Yi Xian thought to himself. He decided to investigate the 3 organizations that were closest to him. Immediately, he kept the Xianling Turtle King's body. He then broke through the void and returned to Broken Sky City. However, as soon as he returned and was about to inquire about the underworld, his eye of perception detected a familiar aura. It's him! Yi Xian's body trembled as he recognized the aura immediately. This familiar aura belonged to the Shenming duo's escort, the old man in white who had the eye of nature. There is a path to heaven, but you don't want to take it. There is no door to hell, but you barge in. Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. Nalan Bing still had the death hunting order on her, so he did not have to worry about her. The old man in white was only on immortal level rank 3, so Yi Xian was not afraid of him at all. However, the old man in white was currently a guest in the governor's mansion. There was also an immortal level rank 3 powerhouse and more than 10 immortal level powerhouses in the governor's mansion. Now that I have broken through to immortal level, Luo Luo and the old tree are on immortal level rank 1, and Wei Zhentian is on immortal level rank 2. As long as I ransack the governor's mansion, I should be able to break through to immortal level rank 2. Yi Xian squinted his eyes. After breaking through to immortal level rank 9 from Nirvana, the experience points required to level up had increased tremendously. The treasures that he had saved up previously could not allow him to break through to immortal level rank 2, but with the governor's mansion, it should be enough. He thought to himself as he swaggered into the governor's mansion. His unfamiliar immortal level aura immediately attracted the attention of some people in the governor's mansion. The Broken Sky City's manager immediately rushed over, and when he realized that it was Yi Xian, he was shocked. It's you. The Broken Sky City's manager immediately recognized Yi Xian, but in the next moment, he was controlled by Yi Xian's Eye of Soul. Ding! Control successful. The Broken Sky City's manager was only on immortal level rank 1, and Yi Xian had never failed to control someone of the same level. At this moment, there were 5 immortal level rank 1 auras in the governor's mansion. There were 2 immortal level rank 2 auras, and 2 immortal level rank 3 auras. Initially, there were others who noticed Yi Xian, but the Broken Sky City's manager had already rushed over, and nothing happened, so the others thought that nothing was wrong. Under the Broken Sky City's manager's guidance, Yi Xian controlled all 5 immortal level rank 1 experts, and all their wealth fell into Yi Xian's pocket. If the governor of Broken Sky City is on immortal level rank 2, who's the other immortal level rank 2? Yi Xian suddenly turned his head and asked. It's my father. The Broken Sky City's manager replied. All right, bring me there. Yi Xian nodded. The Broken Sky City's manager's father was the confidant of the Broken Sky City's governor's father. After he retired, he had been guarding the governor's mansion. It had been 100 years, and his realm was on immortal level rank 2. Chapter 14:12. This person had lived for hundreds of years, and his soul strength was not that weak. It would not be easy for Yi Xian to control him in one go. However, even if Yi Xian was exposed, he was not afraid. Soon, the Broken Sky City's general manager found his father. Guoming, why are you looking for me? An old voice came from a mansion. Father, I've brought someone to see you. The general manager of Broken Sky City replied. Come in then. Guoming pushed the door open and entered. Coincidentally, his father Guoshang also opened the door and walked out. This is... Guoshang looked at Yi Xian in surprise. He had seen all the immortal level powerhouses in the mansion before. Could it be that he was a newly recruited consecrator? Guoming pretended to be mysterious as he approached Guoshang and whispered a few words in his ear. However, when Guoshang let down his guard, Guoming suddenly attacked. Bang! Guoming slapped his father's back with all his might, and the latter was instantly sent flying. Guoshang would never have thought that his own son would sneak attack him. What was going on? Just when he was surprised, Yi Xian's eyes flashed. Solai! Guoshang immediately realized that his son was being controlled by someone else. How dare you! Guoshang shouted angrily, but just as he finished speaking, his throat was choked by a strong hand. If he acted rashly, his head would be gone. Soul Eye! Yi Xian continued to use his Soul Eye while his opponent was still in shock. Ding! Control failed. For the older generation powerhouses, it was still difficult to use Soul Eye. After all, they had lived for hundreds of years, and their soul strength was much stronger than the younger generation. However, no matter how strong the wall was, it would still be blown away by the wind. Ding! Control succeeded. After Yi Xian used Soul Eye for the third time, Guoshang was finally controlled. However, the shout from earlier had also entered the ears of the others. On the other side, the Broken Sky City's governor and the other two could not help but raise their eyebrows. Father, I'll go take a look. The Broken Sky City's governor said to Duan Zhong. Go! Duan Zhong nodded and continued to play chess with the white-robed old man, Yi Wen. The Broken Sky City's city lord recognized that voice. It was Guoshang's voice. He wanted to see who had provoked Guoshang. When he arrived, he found that Guoshang and Guoming were in the courtyard, and there was no one else. That's strange. I sensed an immortal level aura earlier, but it's gone now. Did I sense it wrongly? The city lord of Broken Sky City frowned and asked in surprise, Uncle Shang, who offended you just now? It's nothing, just a servant. Guoshang pretended as if nothing had happened and said, City lord, you came at the right time. There is an urgent matter here. What is it? The Broken Sky City lord did not have any doubts and directly landed in the courtyard. However, just as he let his guard down, a sharp blade suddenly shot out from the ground and pierced through his thigh. Not only that, even Guoshang and Guoming suddenly made their moves. Bang! Broken Sky City's city lord was hit by one or two punches and immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. However, just as he was about to fly out, another person suddenly appeared behind him. Yi Xian. He did not expect that there would be an immortal level powerhouse hiding nearby. Even he, a level 2 immortal level powerhouse, did not notice him. This concealment technique was quite brilliant. He was still astonished when Yi Xian grabbed his throat, causing him to be unable to speak. Soul's Eye! Ding! Control failed. The city lord of Broken Sky City was already over 100 years old, but Yi Xian's first attempt at using Soul's Eye failed. Soul's Eye! Ding! Control succeeded. The city lord of Broken Sky City was also controlled by Yi Xian. The latter did not say anything and took off the city lord's Qian Kuan ring. As a city lord, there were many things in the Qian Kuan ring. These things, together with Yi Xian's accumulation, were enough for a breakthrough. Ding! The host has broken through and is currently at level 2 immortal level. The system notification rang. At the same time, Yi Xian's lifespan had increased by 250 years, which was almost 800 years. The reason why Yi Xian went through the trouble of controlling the city lord instead of killing his way in was because immortal level powerhouses could burn their lifespan to fight. Life was very precious, which was why Yi Xian did not want to waste it. 6 immortal level 1 and 2 immortal level 2. It was a good lineup. Go and call your father over. Yi Xian said to the city lord of Broken Sky City. The city lord's father, Duan Chong, was an immortal level 3 immortal level powerhouse. However, Yi Xian now had the lives of his son and the entire Duan family in his hands. There was a 90% chance that the city lord would choose to surrender. Yes. The city lord of Broken Sky City nodded and drank the blood bottle that Yi Xian passed to him. He then changed his clothes and left. Soon, he returned to the place where Duan Chong and Yi Wen were playing chess. What was that loud noise just now? Duan Chong could not help but ask when he saw his son return. Nothing. It was just Uncle Shang and Gua Ming. The city lord of Broken Sky City shook his head and said softly, Father, Uncle Shang needs you urgently. Now. Duan Chong frowned slightly. Yes, now. The city lord of Broken Sky City replied. All right. Duan Chong nodded slightly and said to the old man in white, Yi Wen, I'll be back soon. After that, the two of them left quickly. Playing chess was just to pass the time. Yi Wen did not suspect anything. He was only thinking about whether the assassin from the underworld had caught Yi Xian. As he did not know how to track people and his speed was not fast, he asked the assassin from the underworld to catch Yi Xian. As long as he caught Yi Xian, he would be able to obtain a middle-grade immortal level divine ability. However, he did not expect Yi Xian to be so close to him. Soon, the city lord of Broken Sky City brought his father over. When Duan Chong arrived, he saw a stranger sitting in Guishang's courtyard. It was a stranger who was at immortal level 2. As for Guishang and Gua Ming, they were standing behind Yi Xian respectfully. At that moment, he felt that something was wrong. However, it was too late. Bang! A loud noise was heard. Duan Chong was ambushed and was controlled by Yi Xian. Everything was ready. All that was left was the last thing they needed. Guishang, Gua Ming, the city lord of Broken Sky City, and Duan Chong were on the same side. Hence, they would not be on guard. However, the old man in white was an outsider. If they called him over, the ambush would not succeed. Moreover, he had a pair of eyes of nature. If he burned his life force, it would not be easy to deal with him. In order not to hurt the people in the mansion, Yi Xian decided to lure him out. Call him out of the city. Chapter 14:13. Yi Xian was the first to arrive at the outskirts of the city and waited quietly. After a while, Duan Chong, Guishang, and the city master of Broken Sky City brought Yi Wen over. However, Yi Wen was obviously prepared as he kept a distance from Duan Chong and the rest. If there was an ambush, he could leave immediately. Immortal level 2? Yi Wen suddenly felt Yi Xian's aura. He felt that the aura was similar to Xianxia's. Duan Chong was at immortal level 3 while Guishang, the city master of Broken Sky City, and Yi Xian were only at immortal level 2. Although they had the advantage in numbers, Yi Wen had the eye of nature. Hence, he was not afraid of them joining forces. Although the mysterious Heaven sect had lost a sect leader, they still had 2 immortal level 2 experts. If they were to fight, Broken Sky City would not be able to defeat the mysterious Heaven sect. After all, the mysterious Heaven sect was a sect. Duan Chong, why did you bring me out? Yi Wen stopped at a distance and asked in surprise. I asked him to bring you out. Yi Xian suddenly spoke. In the next moment, his face changed and turned into the face that he had when he died. This time, Yi Wen finally recognized him. It's you. The old man in white opened his eyes wide. He did not expect the immortal level 2 expert to be Yi Xian. Didn't they say that Yi Xian was only at Nirvana level 9? It had only been a day and he had broken through to immortal level 2? Even a reincarnated reincarnator would not be so strong, right? That's right, it's me. Yi Xian nodded and smiled. That day, you saved the Shenming duo demons and forced me to self-destruct 2 of my clones. Today, I'm here to take revenge. Yi Xian already had the intention to kill the old man in white. Although Lu Tiangong had saved the Shenming duo demons before, Yi Xian did not suffer any substantial losses. Hence, he spared Lu Tiangong. However, the old man in white had caused him to lose 2 of his clones and wasted 2 devour points to revive them. How could he not take revenge? 2. The white-robed elder raised an eyebrow. Yi Xian had only lost 1 clone that day, so how could there be 2 now? Of course, this was because he didn't know that Yi Xian's 2 doppelgangers were in a combined state. One corpse, 2 lives. The reason I lured you out is very simple, and that is to fight me. If you can win, I will let you go, Xian continued. You! The white-robed old man's eyes flashed with killing intent. One had to know that Xian had killed his grandson and great-grandson at the Longevity Assembly. He wanted to take revenge with his own hands. Cut the crap, let's fight. Xian took out the scarlet flame sword that he'd spent a super-devouring crystal to forge into a rank 6 heavenly artifact. Apart from that, Wei Zhentian was also hovering in the air, ready to attack at any moment. Humph, if that's the case, then I'll personally capture you. After the white-robed old man finished speaking, he glanced at Duan Chong and the rest fearfully. He finally understood that this was all part of the scheme of the Broken Sky City's governor. Longevity Assembly, floating image crystal. Their purpose was to lure him out, or rather, destroy the mysterious Heaven sect. However, he was overthinking. The mastermind was not Duan Chong, but Xian. Whoosh! Whoosh! In an instant, the white-robed old man and Xian attacked. The former wanted to capture Xian, but Xian wanted to kill the former. Both of their targets were different from each other, so their attacks were naturally different. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Xian used his strongest attack as soon as he arrived. This attack was enough to instantly kill any expert at the 3rd level of the longevity stage. Yiwen originally wanted to capture Xian, but after witnessing the power of this attack, he knew that he was too naive. Even he couldn't launch this attack, so how could he capture him? Damn it! The white-robed old man cursed in his heart. He immediately burned a large amount of his lifespan to strengthen his true qi and block Xian's attack. Rumble! When the two true qis collided, the resulting shockwaves seemed to be tearing the space apart. The white-robed old man had burned 20 years of his lifespan for this attack. Otherwise, he would have been in danger. In terms of cultivation base, the white-robed old man was clearly 1 level higher, but in terms of attack, the white-robed old man was thousands of miles away. You can block one of my attacks, but let's see how many more you can block. Xian attacked again. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. The white-robed old man's face was gloomy. He knew that he couldn't fight Xian head-on. Otherwise, his lifespan would be depleted. However, he was too naive. Although he managed to block the second attack, there was still something hidden within the golden flame dragon. Skyquake sword. Swish! With a crisp sound, the white-robed old man's heart was pierced, and blood spurted out. The white-robed old man was shocked. At this moment, he realized that Xian could also use the 10,000 mammoth force from a distance. Clearly, he also had the eyes of 10,000 mammoth. Of course, what made him even more surprised was that he couldn't even block 2 of Xian's attacks. In fact, Xian was still holding back. He was afraid that the white-robed old man's eyes of 10,000 mammoth would be burned to ashes. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification sounded. The white-robed old man's corpse didn't fall from the sky. Xian used the 10,000 mammoth force to remove the 2 eyes of 10,000 mammoth. Ding! The host has devoured an eye of 10,000 mammoth. The 10,000 mammoth force has increased. Ding! The host has devoured an eye of 10,000 mammoth. The 10,000 mammoth force has increased. 2 more system notifications sounded. The strength of Xian's soul didn't change, but the distance between the 10,000 mammoth force and the 10,000 mammoth force from a distance had increased. This was the effect of the eyes of 10,000 mammoth. I heard that there are all kinds of eyes in this world, such as the eyes of death, the eyes of reincarnation, and so on. If I can obtain them and carry out a special devouring process, perhaps I'll have the same effect. Xian was looking forward to it. Now that he had taken his revenge, Xian's wish had been fulfilled. After he took the white-robed old man's ring of universe, he immediately made a clone. Broken Sky City is already under my control. Why don't I control the Mystic Heaven sect in Mount Beifeng as well? Xian thought to himself as he hurried to both sides. After reaching the immortal level, his level-up experience had increased tremendously. He estimated that even if he robbed all 3 organizations, he wouldn't be able to break through to immortal level 3. Every time he broke through to the immortal level, his lifespan would increase by 250 years. Now that Xian had a lifespan of almost 800 years, as long as he broke through again, he would be able to exchange 1,000 years of his lifespan for 1 devouring point. At the thought of this, Yi Xian's original body and clone quickened their pace. Chapter 14:14. Regrettably, the wealth was not enough for Yi Xian to break through to immortal level 3. However, just as he was ransacking empty Bei Feng, 3 powerhouses suddenly arrived at Broken Sky City. The auras of these 3 experts were incomparably powerful. They directly went to the city lord's mansion. However, what surprised the people in the city was that after they entered the city lord's mansion, there was a reign of terror in the mansion. Then, the entire mansion turned into ruins, and no one survived. Duan Chong, the governor of Broken Sky City, Guoshang, Guoming, and the rest without exception, were all dead. With so many people dead at once, Yi Xian, who was far away in the sky, also sensed it because these people were under his control. What's going on? Why are they all dead? Yi Xian was shocked. He sensed that these people died almost at the same time. In other words, a super powerhouse killed them in one blow. It was at least immortal level 4, or even level 5. Yi Xian could not help but shudder. He immediately broke through the void and returned to Broken Sky City. Just in case, he changed his appearance and hid his aura. When he returned, he saw 3 figures standing in the sky above the governor's mansion. These 3 people were all dressed in black, and they seemed to be the underworld's assassins. It seems that my whereabouts have been exposed. These 3 people should be sent by the Xianming duo to capture me. These 3 people are at least immortal level 5. Yi Xian hid in the crowd and could not help but shudder. Fortunately, there were still some immortal level powerhouses in the city, so Yi Xian would not be noticed for the time being. It seemed that he had to leave this area and return to the Liu family. He had to use his Eye of Soul to erase everyone's memories of him. However, at this moment, Suddenly, a man in black turned his head and his gaze fell on Yi Xian. Oh no! Yi Xian's expression changed drastically. He, who had concealed his aura in assassination mode, was discovered by the other party. The other party might not be immortal level 5, but level 6. Let's go! At that moment, Yi Xian immediately broke through the void and entered. Immediately after, the black-clothed man quickly rushed down, but he missed. Damn it, you're looking for it, the man in black said in a hoarse voice. Fortunately, Yi Xian had the Eye of the Void. Otherwise, he would have been finished. The Void Locator was located at Turtle Ridge Mountain. It was created by Yi Xian in a moment of desperation. After the void door closed, he opened another one. This time, he wanted to return to the Liu family and use the Eye of Souls to erase all memories of him. Otherwise, if the man in black knew that he went to the Penglai Divine Land through the Liu family's portal, he would be in big trouble. Although the cross-realm teleportation formation was quite a distance away from Tianju's Blood Rock continent, what if it was found? What if old immortal Tianju went out? Therefore, Yi Xian had to eliminate this possibility. He had to erase all memories of the Liu family. Besides, he had to erase the few organizations that he had been to before, such as the Thousand Beasts sect. Just in case, Yi Xian spent a total of 3 days erasing his traces. I'm afraid that Luo the sky-shaking sword, the old tree, and I have a bounty on them now. I'll try my best not to let them out. Yi Xian was slightly helpless. Who asked the Xianming duo to be so powerful? The Xianming duo had always been in the north. Therefore, Yi Xian tore open the void again and arrived at Turtle Ridge Mountain. I'm afraid the 3 men in black are still looking for me. Perhaps there are more of them. I have to leave this area as soon as possible. Yi Xian thought to himself. He left Turtle Ridge Mountain and headed north. He blamed the Xianming duo for what had happened at the Broken Sky City's governor's mansion. If he had the chance in the future, he would definitely teach the Xianming duo a lesson. In the 3 days that he was erasing his traces, Luo and the old tree had broken through to immortal level 2. In other words, the 4 of them were already at immortal level 2. With their abilities, it was not a problem for them to deal with immortal level 5 powerhouses. However, these powerhouses who came from high-level areas would not be so simple. Therefore, he had to be careful and try his best not to expose his identity. Yi Xian used shadow steps to hasten his journey. Along the way, he met many experts who were heading south. Some of them were on immortal level 3, some were on immortal level 4, and some were on immortal level 5. Anyway, these people seemed to have found out about the gold mine and rushed towards it. If Yi Xian had the ability, he could kill all of them. However, they were heading south in groups. It was not easy for Yixian to kill them. If he was exposed, it would be troublesome. Once he was exposed, someone might set up a checkpoint and he would not be able to continue heading north. However, on the second day after he left Tortoise Mountain and headed north, ding! The Devil Tree Battle Soldier has broken through. It is currently at Immortal Level 3. This time, the old tree was the first to break through. After all, the Divine Tree of Life bloodline had become the Immortal Phoenix bloodline. After hearing the system notification, Yixian didn't even have the time to congratulate him when a black figure flew over from the horizon. Immortal Level 3? Yixian raised his eyebrows. With his eye of revelation, he could see the opponent's level. However, this time, it was not a human but a fox. Moreover, it was a black fox with 6 tails. Luo, what is this black fox? Yixian quickly drew a portrait and showed it to Luo, who was in the planting space. Master, this is the Shadow Fox bloodline of the Fox clan. They are born with assassination skills and are very difficult to deal with. Luo replied after seeing it. Shadow Fox? Yixian narrowed his eyes. Although the Shadow Fox bloodline was only at Immortal Level 3, it had a complete charm fusion crystal in its body and the Eye of Charm. Therefore, Yixian's Eye of Soul might not be able to control it. Yixian was afraid that there would be other people around, so he decided to avoid the Shadow Fox bloodline. However, when the Shadow Fox saw Yixian, its eyes flashed and it dashed toward Yixian. It's coming? Yixian frowned. Previously, someone had intercepted him halfway, but after checking his interspatial ring, he left. It seemed that the Shadow Fox bloodline had the same idea. The Shadow Fox bloodline was very fast. In the blink of an eye, it arrived in front of Yixian. At this moment, Yixian realized that the Shadow Fox bloodline was very young. He looked to be around 13 or 14 years old. It was a young man. However, since a long time ago, one could not judge a book by its cover. Although the young man looked to be around 13 or 14 years old, he might be more than 1,000 years old. Sir, is there anything I can help you with? Yixian asked calmly. Where are you from? The young man asked directly. Chapter 14:15. Do you know these people? The young man took out a few portraits from his Qian Kuan ring. They were of Yixian, Luo, and the rest. I've never seen them before. Many people are looking for them along the way. I wonder if... Yixian shook his head. However, before he could finish his sentence, he felt a sharp pain in his head. Charm. The young man had used charm on Yixian. F***ck. Yixian cursed in his heart. He did not use his Eye of Soul to control the young man, but the young man had attacked him first. What the F***ck? The young man was surprised. Yixian was only on Immortal Level 2 while he was on Immortal Level 3. Moreover, he had mastered the Eye of Charm and the Amalgamation Crystal of Charm. How could he fail to use charm on a person of a lower level? You're quite capable, the young man thought to himself and said, let me check your Qian Kuan ring. Subsequently, Yixian removed his Qian Kuan ring and tossed it to the young man. Under normal circumstances, one would not let others check their Qian Kuan ring even if the other party had a higher level than them. However, Yixian had encountered many people who wanted to check their Qian Kuan rings along the way, so he was very calm. He only hoped that the young man would leave after checking his Qian Kuan ring. The young man took the Qian Kuan ring and checked it carefully. He did not find anything strange, so he returned it to Yixian right away. How did you resist my charm? The young man could not help but ask. That's because I'm more than 1,000 years old this year. I've consumed many treasures that can increase the strength of my soul, Yixian answered casually. The older one was, the stronger their soul would be. Therefore it made sense. The young man did not ask any more questions after hearing that. He then walked past Yixian and left. Yixian secretly sighed in relief because he saw another person passing by through his Eye of Revelation. If the person attacked him, he might be exposed. However, after running for a while, the young man suddenly stopped in his tracks. Wait! Yixian subconsciously stopped when he heard the young man's voice. He turned around and asked, Is there anything else? Are you really Elder Bei Fengshan? The young man squinted his eyes slightly in disbelief. That's right. Yixian's heart trembled as he nodded in reply. All right, follow me to Bei Fengshan. The young man said. It seemed like the young man had discovered something. Yi Xian was very surprised in his heart. He'd used this identity to deceive quite a few people along the way, but this youth had discovered him. He didn't know what had gone wrong. Perhaps it was just a teenager's intuition? If you wish to visit the Northern Wind Mountain, my Northern Wind Mountain will naturally welcome you. However, I still have matters to attend to, so I have to leave first. And? The young man's eyes suddenly became cold and gloomy. You may not be able to stop me. As soon as he finished speaking, Yi Xian used his shadow steps to fly into the distance. At the same time, the Shadow Fox youth immediately chased after him. The two people's speed was actually almost the same. This young man can actually catch up to me. Yi Xian could feel the Shadow Fox young man chasing after him. He could not help but tremble. Even an immortal level 4 expert would not be able to catch up with him when he used his shadow steps. However, this young man was only at level 3. It seemed like he was quite capable. Just as they started running, the young man behind them shouted, "There's only an immortal level LV3 martial artist in Mount Beifeng. Your speed has surpassed that of an immortal level LV4 martial artist. You're not from empty Beifeng." TSK. Yi Xian ignored him and continued running. If the young man continued to chase after him, he would break through the void and return to a place in front of him. Then he would take a detour. At most, he would be late by a few days. Humph. It seems like I found the right person. You're my mission target. The Shadow Fox young man suddenly snorted. He then took out a sword and stabbed it at Yi Xian's back. Since you're courting death, then don't blame me. Yi Xian's eyes lit up. He suddenly turned around and attacked. Killing intent explosion. Black Heaven sword skill. This time, Yi Xian did not use the unparalleled flame dragon slash as he was afraid that it would burn the Shadow Fox young man's body. Since he had been exposed, he would use the Shadow Fox young man to investigate some things. It's really you. The Shadow Fox young man raised his eyebrows. Facing Yi Xian's attack that was not weaker than his own, his body turned into a black stream of light and successfully dodged Yi Xian's sword light. At the same time, Yi Xian also dodged his opponent's attack. So what if it's me? Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. Yi Xian shouted angrily and attacked again. Humph. You're the target of the two masters. As long as I catch you, the two masters might accept me as their disciple. Don't even think about leaving today. After the Shadow Fox young man finished speaking, he immediately counterattacked. Yi Xian was not unfamiliar with the two masters he mentioned. They were the mysterious underworld duo demons. It seemed that Yi Xian had found the right target. Previously, the white-clothed old man Yi Wen was killed by him, so he did not ask where the mysterious underworld duo demons was escorted to. Now that he heard the Shadow Fox young man's words, he immediately understood that he had found a clue. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The two of them began to exchange blows. In order to prevent the Shadow Fox young man from being impatient and being burned to ashes by the unparalleled flame dragon slash, not even leaving a corpse behind, Yi Xian used the Black Heaven sword skill of the mysterious Heaven sect. However, he also knew that he had to end the battle quickly. This was because an immortality stage level 3 expert had passed by just now. The commotion here was so big that it might attract his attention. The Shadow Fox young man dodged the attacks and attacked at the same time. At the same time, his eyes had turned pink and he was using charm to attack Yi Xian. However, in the next moment, he understood that he was not the only one who could use soul attacks. Soul Eye! Yi Xian's eyes flashed and the Shadow Fox young man felt a sharp pain in his head. In terms of soul power, Yi Xian was not any weaker than the Shadow Fox young man who was at immortality stage level 3. In addition, his soul eye had leveled up a few times and his soul attacks had surpassed the Shadow Fox young man. Good fellow. If that's the case, I'll kill you first. The Shadow Fox young man suddenly had the intention to kill. He suddenly remembered that the two masters could search one's soul regardless of whether the person was dead or alive. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. The Shadow Fox young man's heart moved and black water droplets suddenly appeared around him. These black water droplets were like arrows that had been released from a bow and shot towards Yi Xian. Yi Xian's intuition told him that these black water droplets were not simple. Under the eye of revelation, these black water droplets contained a large amount of energy. If he was hit by these thousands of water droplets, he would definitely be riddled with holes. Chapter 14:16. Ding! Northern Underworld Heavenly Water has been successfully copied. Ding! The host has learned the middle-grade immortal skill. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. You know it, so do I. The corners of Yi Xian's mouth slightly curled up. Using the ability of the eyes of myriad forms, he directly condensed water droplets around the Shadow Fox youth. What? The young Shadow Fox was shocked. He had only condensed the black water droplets in front of Yi Xian, but Yi Xian had condensed them around him. This meant that Yi Xian had the eye of nature. However, what surprised him the most was that Yi Xian knew this move as well. However, he couldn't care less at this moment. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The water droplets on both sides flew across the sky. These water droplets were smaller than the fingernail of a little finger, but each of them contained great power. Any one of them could pierce through the shell of an Immortality Level 2 mysterious spirit tortoise. With so many of them added together, it was extremely terrifying. However, at this critical moment, Yi Xian directly tore through the air and escaped this calamity. However, the young Shadow Fox did not have it easy. Poof, poof, poof. The young Shadow Fox was caught in his own trap. Although he managed to avoid many of the black water droplets, he couldn't avoid all of them. Hence, he could only protect his vital parts, but the rest of his body was affected. When Yi Xian returned, he saw that the young Shadow Fox's body was full of holes and blood was flowing out. It was a horrible sight. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Yi Xian quickly dealt the final blow. Killing Intent Explosion. Black Heaven Sword Skill. Swoosh. The sword pierced through the sky. The young Shadow Fox, who had just suffered a huge blow, managed to dodge it. However, even if he could dodge it, he couldn't dodge it forever. Reincarnation Flash. Fourth Flash. Swoosh. With a crisp sound, the young Shadow Fox's head flew up and separated from his body. Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang out, proving that the Shadow Fox youth had fallen. However, there was a person in the distance who had a panoramic view of the battle. This was the immortal level 3 powerhouse who had passed by earlier. After seeing the death of the Shadow Fox youth, he was extremely shocked. That was the Shadow Fox, a level 3 immortal level. How could it die just like that? Although he was also on immortal level 3, he would definitely die within 10 moves if he were to fight with the young Shadow Fox. This was the difference between them. Go. Although Yi Xian was only on immortal level 2, the man was decisive and left immediately. It's too late for you to leave now. You can only blame your bad luck. Yi Xian's eyes suddenly flashed. In the next moment, the word, kill, appeared above his opponent's head. Eye of Assassination. Mysterious Heaven's Sword Art. Swish! Yi Xian instantly appeared behind his opponent and stabbed out with his sword. Puh! The unlucky passerby's heart was pierced through, and the berserk true chi crushed his heart, instantly killing him. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. If Yi Xian were to chase after him, he would be able to catch up with this unlucky passerby. However, there was already a battle going on here. If someone were to come, it would be troublesome. Just in case, Yi Xian used the Death Hunting command. The Death Hunting command had been upgraded once and could mark 2 people. One of them was Nailin Bing, so Yi Xian could still use it once more. Now that the other time was used to mark this unlucky passerby, it would cool down for a day. Yi Xian put away the unlucky passerby's corpse and Qian Kuan ring. He then took the lead to put away the Shadow Fox youth's corpse. However, at this moment, he suddenly realized that there was an additional mark in his body. Oh no, when did I get a shadow mark? Yi Xian's face was gloomy. Needless to say, this shadow mark must have been left by the Shadow Fox youth. However, he was surprised that he did not notice it. So what if it was a mark? Right now, he had to leave this place first. Yi Xian quickly turned around and changed his direction. After rushing for a while, he found a place to hide. Then, he searched the soul of the Shadow Fox youth's corpse. Using the soul eye to search the soul consumed a lot of his power. Yi Xian kept searching the Shadow Fox youth's memory. He saw that the Shadow Fox youth had come into contact with the Xian Ming duo demons. The latter went to the Shadow Fox branch and then left. The Shadow Fox branch. The Shadow Fox branch at the border of the land of reincarnation. The young master of the branch. 14 years old. After completing the search, Xian was also shocked. This Shadow Fox youth was the youngest son of the Shadow Fox branch's leader. He was only 14 years old this year. His aptitude was a little too monstrous. After all, Luo was only at immortal level 2, but she was already 16 years old this year. This Shadow Fox youth was younger than Luo by 2 years. This was his true appearance, and not because he had taken those treasures to maintain his youthful appearance. However, breaking through to immortal level before the age of 100 was not considered a big deal. Perhaps he was not smart enough and would be stuck at immortal level 3 for 1,000 years. In the path of cultivation, no one dared to be 100% sure. Of course, Xian was an exception. Now, Xian knew many things from this Shadow Fox youth. It turned out that the Xianming duo demons were from the Shadow Fox branch in their previous life and had a high status in the clan. In other words, Xian found the Xianming duo demons clan. From now on, he did not need to chase after the Xianming duo demons. Instead, he had to start planning how to kill the Xianming duo demons. Luo, I have a shadow mark now. Can this be removed? Xian could not help but ask. Although he searched the Shadow Fox youth's memory, he did not find anything related to removing the shadow mark. Shadow mark? Luo was a little surprised. After thinking for a while, she replied, "This thing is difficult to remove. It's a troublesome method of the Shadow Fox clan. I estimate that young master will need to be at least immortal level 4 or 5 to remove it." So troublesome, Xian sighed. The Shadow Fox clan was a natural killer. They could hide their aura and mark. They were quite powerful. Since he could not remove it now, Xian did not care. However, he suddenly remembered that this Shadow Fox youth was the young master of the Shadow Fox branch. He was the most talented person in the branch. This time he had snuck out secretly. Therefore, there would definitely be people looking for him. If Xian encountered these experts, he would have to run. If he was extremely lucky, he would find money when he went out. However, if he was extremely unlucky, he would suffer even if he slept at home. Before Xian started his journey, he sensed an aura coming towards him. Immortal level 5. It's coming for me. Oh no, it's an expert from the Shadow Fox clan. Xian immediately reacted. The aura of this immortal level 5 expert was similar to that of the Shadow Fox youth. They should be of the same bloodline. Therefore, Xian determined that they were from the Shadow Fox branch. Chapter 14:17. At this moment, Xian was hesitating in his heart. If it was an ordinary person, he could fight him. However, this immortal level rank 5 powerhouse was not an ordinary person. He was from the Shadow Fox branch. His combat strength could not be calculated normally. One had to know that the Shadow Fox youth just now had probably reached immortal level rank 4. However, Xian decided to take a look first. Soon, this immortal level rank 5 Shadow Fox powerhouse appeared in front of him. This was a middle-aged Shadow Fox with 3 purplish-black tails. He was tall and big. 3 tails. It seemed that this person's strength was not as strong as Xian imagined. Only 3 tails. His spirit strength is not that strong. If I can kill him, then I should be able to break through to immortal level rank 3. After thinking in his heart, Xian made a decision. If he was exposed, then so be it. At most, he would take a detour. Very quickly, the middle-aged Shadow Fox arrived in front of Xian. He just happened to pass by this place and relied on his perception of the shadow imprint to find Xian. "Why do you have the Shadow Fox tribe's shadow mark in your body?" the middle-aged man asked in surprise. "Because I was once a mission target." Xian held the scarlet flame sword in his hand and slowly answered. As soon as he finished speaking, the sound of a system notification abruptly rang out. Ding! The host has triggered a random mission. Kill He Bing from the Shadow Fox tribe within 100 moves. Completion of the mission will reward the Devil Tree Battle Soldier and the host to share the same level. This system notification also shocked Xian. The old tree shared the same level as him? He quickly checked and found that the reward was not bad. As long as the level was shared, then the old tree would be on the same level as him in the future. Moreover, the old tree could be even higher than him. For example, if Xian broke through to immortal level rank 8, then it would be 0% experience. After sharing the levels, the old tree would also have 0 experience points for those on immortal level rank 8. If Yixian did not continue to absorb Yixian's blood, his experience points would not increase. However, this did not mean that the old tree would limit his experience points. As long as he continued to absorb Yixian's blood or corpse, his experience points would increase and he might even break through to immortal level rank 9. To put it simply, after this random quest was completed, Yixian's realm would become the old tree's minimum realm. The old tree's realm would either be the same as Yixian's or higher than Yixian's. This was a really good reward. When he thought of this, Yixian couldn't help but smile. He looked at the middle-aged man with a strange expression. This middle-aged man was already a dead man in his heart. However, this random quest required him to kill the middle-aged man within 100 moves. Furthermore, Luo, old tree, and the others also counted as a number of moves. Therefore, Yixian had to end this as soon as possible. When the middle-aged man saw Yixian laughing after he finished speaking, he suddenly felt a chill run down his spine. He could not help but ask, "What are you laughing at?" "Nothing. Is there anything else?" Yixian stopped laughing and asked, "You have a shadow imprint in your body. Perhaps you once killed someone from my Shadow Fox clan. Today I will avenge them." The middle-aged man did not plan to talk nonsense and immediately attacked. "I was waiting for you." Yixian's eyes shone brightly as he slashed with the crimson flame sword in his hand. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. A gigantic golden flame dragon swept out and attacked the middle-aged man. He was afraid that the unparalleled flame dragon slash would burn the corpse of the young shadow fox, so he did not use this skill. Now, the random quest only required him to kill the middle-aged man within 100 moves. This was much simpler. Before he attacked, he had already consumed an immortal level 2 burning sky pill, which greatly increased his flame attack power. In addition to the immortal phoenix god bloodline, the divine sword bloodline, the eye of glory, and the passive effect of destruction, this attack was enough to threaten the middle-aged man who was on immortal level 5. What a powerful attack! The middle-aged man was shocked. He was careless, so his initial attack was very weak. He was instantly engulfed by the golden flame dragon, which caused him to have to take the attack head-on. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Protect. Fortunately, the middle-aged man was not an ordinary person. He quickly condensed black water droplets and protected his body. Whoosh, whoosh. The golden flame dragon engulfed the middle-aged man. However, water was the bane of fire. The middle-aged man put on the black water droplet armor and rushed out of the golden flame dragon. However, he had also suffered some injuries. As an immortal level 5, he was injured by a kid who was on immortal level 2. What a shame. It's not over yet. Yixian took the opportunity to perform a middle-grade immortal level divine ability. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Suddenly, a large number of black water droplets condensed around the middle-aged man and attacked him directly. What? The middle-aged man was shocked. He did not expect Yixian to use this move. However, he did not have time to think. He condensed a new set of Northern Underworld Heavenly Water armor. The armor's defense was amazing. However, the thousands of black water droplets condensed by Yixian sacrificed 20 years of Yixian's life. Moreover, Yixian removed the effect of the sky-burning pill and consumed the sky-freezing pill. The power of the attack this time was extraordinary. Bang! 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 Drops of Northern Underworld Heavenly Water landed on the middle-aged man. Although there were no visible wounds on his body, the huge impact caused him to be severely injured. Moreover, the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water had a freezing effect. Kacha! 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 In the blink of an eye, the middle-aged man was frozen into an ice sculpture along with the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water armor. It had to be said that he was courting death. Although the two true chis were different, the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water had the same attribute. In addition to the sky-freezing pill, the middle-aged man was trapped in his own armor. In this way, he had become a live target. 9 Flash Reincarnation. 4th Flash. Luo appeared out of nowhere. When she rushed to the middle-aged man's side, she had already accelerated to the 4th Flash. 9 Flash Reincarnation. 5th Flash. Kacha! A corner of the ice sculpture was shaved off. The position and size were exactly the middle-aged man's head. A dignified immortal level 5 expert was actually beaten to the point of being unable to fight back. This was also beyond Yi Xian's expectations. Of course, this was all thanks to the middle-grade immortal level northern underworld heavenly water. Coupled with the sky-freezing pill, it was really useful. If Yi Xian were to fight the middle-aged man head-on, it would probably take at least a dozen moves. Moreover, the other party would burn his life force. It was not worth it. Therefore, Yi Xian burned 20 years of his life force from the start to achieve a one-hit kill effect. Chapter 14:18. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. A system notification rang. Yi Xian quickly flew over and put away the middle-aged man's corpse and the universe ring. He guessed that the middle-aged man was looking for the young shadow fox. Unfortunately, the young shadow fox was also killed by him. The shadow seal in his body was left behind by the young shadow fox. Ding! The host has completed the random mission. The host and the Devil Tree Battle Soldier will share levels. Ding! The host has broken through. The host is now at Immortal Level 3. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through. The host is now at Immortal Level 4. The 3 system notifications rang one after another. The old tree was already at Immortal Level 3. After sharing levels, he was still at Immortal Level 3 and had more experience points than Yi Xian. The reward for this mission was not bad. Although the special level-up mission was not triggered again, Yi Xian's strength had increased tremendously after completing the special level-up mission 10 times. Otherwise, he would not have been able to kill his opponents so easily. The middle-aged man was indeed from the Shadow Fox clan. He was looking for the young clan leader who had sneaked out. The two of them were indeed reunited, but not in the human world. Ding! Would the host like to exchange 1,000 years of lifespan for one devour point? At this moment, the system notifications suddenly rang. Now that Yi Xian was at Immortal Level 3, his lifespan had increased to 1,000 years. Even if he exchanged 1,000 years of lifespan, he still had more than 20 years to live. Moreover, he still had 100 years of immortal spring water in his devour space. He would not die for the time being. However, he was not in a hurry to exchange for the devour point. He had just used 20 years of lifespan to kill the middle-aged man from the Shadow Fox clan. Sometimes, he had to burn his lifespan. Therefore, he felt that it would not be too late to exchange for the devour point when he was at Immortal Level 4 or at a critical moment. The shadow seal in my body can't be erased because my level is too low. It seems like this is the only way. Yi Xian thought to himself and continued on his way. The shadow seal was not necessarily a bad thing. If the person who came was not strong, it would be a gift to him. If the person was extremely strong, Yi Xian would directly break through the void and leave. Therefore this time, he still wanted to use himself as bait to lure the Shadow Fox clan. The Shadow Fox clan isn't strong. I heard that the most powerful person is only on Immortal Level 7. With my current level, it's impossible for me to fight an Immortal Level 7, but it shouldn't be a problem for me to fight an Immortal Level 6. After all, not everyone will take me seriously. Yi Xian made plans in his mind as he hurried along. Since he had already been exposed, there was no need to hide anymore. He was going to tell the Xianming duo demons now. He had come. Soon, he saw the second person from the Dark Shadow Fox clan. This person was at level 4 immortality level and was not strong. After sensing the shadow imprint in Yi Xian's body, this person also wanted to make a move against him. Unfortunately, Yi Xian's peerless dragon slash incinerated him into nothingness. Relying on the Death Hunt command, Yi Xian knew that Nalan Bing was still on his way, so he hadn't returned to the clan yet. Since he hadn't returned to the clan, there shouldn't be too many powerful people coming. Therefore, Yi Xian had to break through quickly before the powerful people arrived. At that moment, he directly flew with Wei Zhentian. He didn't change his appearance and maintained the appearance of a bounty. Whoever came, would die. Wherever he went, he killed. Everyone was terrified by his name. Soon, this news spread to the Shadow Fox clan's branch. Clan leader, I have something to report. A member of the Shadow Fox clan hurriedly ran to the Shadow Fox clan leader's residence. What's the matter? The Shadow Fox clan leader was a tall and sturdy man. Although he looked like that, He had actually lived for more than 1,000 years. He had countless children, but only his youngest son was the most outstanding. At the age of 14, he had actually broken through to immortal level 3 and was expected to break through to rebirth level in the future. Someone sent news that the person that the two lords wanted to capture has appeared near Tianyuan mountain range. None of those who entered Tianyuan mountain range left alive, the Shadow Fox clan leader reported. What's that person's cultivation base? The Shadow Fox clan leader asked in surprise. The Shadow Fox clan leader wasn't the only one who wanted to capture Xianxia. There were also assassins from the underworld. However, the underworld was the force that the Shadow Fox clan had established. I heard that he's only immortal level 3. There's also an immortal level 4 demon and a sword. Oh, there's also the white fox that the two lords want. The Shadow Fox clan leader continued to report. The Xianming duo didn't want Xian, but Luo. All right, immediately send the 4 grand elders. They must capture that white fox. As for the others, it doesn't matter. The Shadow Fox clan leader said. The 4 grand elders in this clan were all immortal level 6 powerhouses. It wouldn't be a problem for them to take action. Yes. The Shadow Fox clan leader responded and turned to leave. However, before he could go far, the Shadow Fox clan leader called out to him again. Is there news of the young clan leader? The Shadow Fox clan leader frowned and asked. No. The Shadow Fox clan leader shook his head. That rascal. Where did he go? The Shadow Fox clan leader cursed in his heart. He had spent a lot of effort to nurture his youngest son. He even gave him the heaven and earth treasure that he used for cultivation. However, this rascal actually ran away from home, which made him very angry. One had to know that his youngest son was personally chosen by Lord Xianxia to be sent to the clan. Of course, this was something that he only found out this morning. He thought that as long as his youngest son became Xianxia's disciple, he might be able to break through to the rebirth state in the future and even surpass Xianxia. However, what he didn't expect was that Xianxia didn't want his youngest son to be his disciple. Instead, he wanted to possess his body. Bing also had his eyes on Luo's body and wanted to possess it. When the time came, the two talented young men and women would start to dual cultivate. In less than 100 years, they might be able to recover to their peak. Even Xian didn't know that he had accidentally killed the person that Xianxia wanted to possess. The corpse had long been used as fertilizer for the heavenly treasure tree. At this moment, Xian was ambushing others in the Tianyuan mountain range. Tisk. TSK. Using yourself as bait is indeed a good idea. Xian was hiding at the entrance of the Tianyuan mountain range. With the Killer God Bloodline's assassination mode, none of the people who entered the Tianyuan mountain range noticed his whereabouts. These people who entered the Tianyuan mountain range were at least immortal level 3. The stronger ones were even at immortal level 5. If he could capture all of them in one go, he would be able to ascend to the next level. Xian was waiting there. Chapter 14:19. After a while, Xian attacked. At this moment, it happened to be night time. It was a dark and windy night. It was a night to kill. Kill! Xian's eyes glowed as he dashed out. A one-on-one battle was no longer a challenge for him. Hence, he wanted to fight a group of people by himself. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Xian sneaked behind an immortal level rank 3 powerhouse and launched a sneak attack. What? The unlucky man turned around in shock. He was engulfed by the golden flame dragon and was left with only a weapon and a Qian Kuan ring. Keep. Xian quickly put the spoils of war into his bag, then immediately fled into the shadows. He's here. The underworld assassins who were trying to capture Xian shouted as they heard the commotion. Unfortunately, they could not find Xian. A few seconds later, Xian had already flashed behind another person. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another golden flame dragon appeared and another powerhouse was killed. This time, it was an immortal level rank 4 powerhouse who was burned to ashes. As usual, Xian put away the spoils of war and hid them once again. Damn it, where is he? This guy's hiding skill is better than ours. Even the members of the Shadow Fox clan are inferior to him. The assassins gritted their teeth in anger. As the mission required Xian to be alive, They dared not attack him as they were afraid that they would kill him. Since they had accepted the underworld's mission, they did not have many items in their Qian rings. However, Yi Xian had expected this. Hence, he was wondering if he should increase his killing intent to the maximum when he was on immortal level rank 3. It was an engulfment point. He already had 3 engulfment points. If he obtained one more, he would have 4 engulfment points. As long as he could obtain 6 points, he would be able to fuse the 2 bloodlines. That was Yi Xian's goal. In less than 10 seconds, another 3 people were killed. However, they were all on immortal level 3 and level 4. As for those on immortal level rank 5, it was not easy to sneak up on them. Although there were a lot of them, they couldn't keep up with Yi Xian's attrition. Within a minute, Yi Xian had killed more than 10 people, causing the remaining people to feel a little apprehensive. A few minutes later, there were only a few immortal level 5 powerhouses left. I still need a little more to level up. I wonder if I can level up after killing these 4 immortal level rank 5. Yi Xian, who was hiding in the dark, thought to himself. However, there should be a lot of people coming soon. Leveling up was a sure thing. 1 versus 4? I haven't tried it yet. Come on. Yi Xian's eyes lit up. Finally, he was going to attack the immortal level rank 5 martial artists. Although it was 1 versus 4, one should not forget that Luo and the rest were not weak. Wei Zhentian and Old Tree, who were on immortal level 4, could fight an immortal level rank 5 martial artist together. Luo had broken through to immortal level 4, so it was not a problem for her to fight 2 of them. As for the last one, she would leave it to Yi Xian. It shouldn't be a problem to kill 4 people in 5 seconds, right? Yi Xian thought to himself. No problem. Luo replied. Yi Xian and the rest immediately dashed out. They're here. The 4 immortal level rank 5 martial artists reacted immediately. Although Yi Xian had the killer god bloodline, Luo and the rest did not. They were discovered as soon as they appeared. Luo took the lead and turned into a golden ray of light, pouncing on the nearest person. Rebirth flash, 3rd flash. Rebirth flash, 4th flash. In the blink of an eye, Luo arrived in front of one of them. A golden ray of light flashed and his head was thrown up. Instant kill. Then, Luo quickly pounced on another person. They were killed in an instant. How were they supposed to deal with them? Let's fight them together. Among the remaining 3, one of them bellowed. If they were to fight alone, they would be killed one by one. However, it would be useless even if they were to fight together. We can't let Luo take the lead. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. A gigantic golden flame dragon was formed, illuminating the entire night sky. In the night, the killer god bloodline's attack power and movement speed would increase. This attack was enough to kill them instantly. However, the 3 immortal level rank 5 martial artists joined forces to attack the golden flame dragon. Rumble. Although Yi Xian's attack was powerful, the 3 of them were not weak when they joined forces. The golden flame dragon was defeated. On the other hand, Wei Zhentian, who had turned into a heavenly dragon, and Old Tree had arrived in front of them. Whoosh! Wei Zhentian turned into a ray of light and attacked the 3 of them. Meanwhile, Old Tree threw a punch. His attack was no weaker than an immortal level rank 5 martial artist. Just as the 3 of them blocked Yi Xian's attack, they were attacked by 2 magical weapons. They were a little flustered but they could still handle it. However, Yi Xian and Luo launched a new round of attack. Rebirth flash. 4th flash. Luo used the 4th flash to increase her speed and used the 5th flash to kill them. Rip. Rip. In 2 crisp sounds, the 2 immortal level rank 5 martial artists' heads were chopped off. As for the last person, he was handed over to Yi Xian. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Whoosh. 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 The golden flame dragon engulfed the last person. Ding. The killing intent of the host has increased. Killing people who were 2 ranks higher than him did not give him much killing intent. He was unsure if an immortal level rank 6 martial artist would come to capture him this time. Sigh, young master and Luo are too powerful. The 2 of us didn't do anything at all. Old Tree said helplessly. Wei Zhentian's sword shook as he protested. Don't worry. More people are coming. At this moment, Yi Xian's eyes lit up as he saw 4 people enter Tianyuan mountain range. Moreover, their ranks were high. Immortal level rank, 6. Finally there are 4 powerful ones. I can break through to immortal level rank, 4 now. Yi Xian's eyes lit up as he hid Luo Luo and the other 2 in his plant space. He then quickly hid himself. He saw that the 4 of them had heard the commotion and were heading towards them quickly. As for the dark shadow imprint, he had already controlled an expert to erase it. That was why the experts from the Dark Shadow Fox clan were unable to discover him. We're 1 step behind. He should be nearby. Look for him. An old man shouted in a deep voice. The 4 immortal level rank 6 martial artists split up and searched for Yi Xian's whereabouts with their spiritual consciousness. However, they did not know that Yi Xian was right below them. The 4 Shadow Fox experts are all on immortal level rank 6. This is tricky. Chapter 14:20. Yi Xian thought that there were only 4 immortal level 6 ordinary people. He did not expect them to be from the Shadow Fox clan. This meant that his Eye of Soul would not be able to do much damage to them. It seemed like he had to bite the bullet and kill them. Of course, he would stand a chance if it was a one-on-one battle. However, it was impossible if it was a 1-on-4 battle. Therefore, he had to lure the 4 of them away. As the 4 of them were powerful, they were fearless. They would be fine even if they split up to look for them. Yi Xian followed behind a middle-aged man. It's almost time. Even if the nearest person comes, it'll take 1 or 2 minutes. I can kill him in 1 or 2 minutes. After thinking for a moment, Yi Xian decided to make a move. The powerhouses from the Shadow Fox clan were born killers. Not only were they good at hiding, but they were also good at intuition. Yi Xian was discovered as soon as he got close. Found you. The middle-aged man's eyes lit up and he stared at Yi Xian. Charm. However, Yi Xian had already closed his eyes. He knew that his opponent would use charm directly. An immortal level 6 powerhouse would usually succeed if he used charm on a junior who was on immortal level 3. Unfortunately, Yi Xian could not be charmed. However, the charm would turn into a spiritual attack. Therefore, Yi Xian had no choice but to close his eyes. Release of killing intent. Unparalleled fiery dragon slash. Yi Xian immediately slashed with his sword. However, it was not his most powerful attack. Besides, Wei Zhentian and the old tree attacked from both sides. Since the battle had begun, they had to end it quickly. If the other 3 arrived, they would not have the chance to kill Yi Xian. After devouring a large amount of ores, Wei Zhentian had broken through to immortal level 5. His toughness could not be compared to ordinary weapons. After he dashed out, he turned into a gigantic shield and blocked Yi Xian's attack. Get lost! The middle-aged Shadow Fox shouted and punched out. He had also refined a type of heavenly flame, which was extremely powerful. However, Wei Zhentian's fire resistance was extremely high. This punch only dispersed the golden flame dragon, but when it hit Wei Zhentian's body, it was disintegrated by Wei Zhentian. At the same time, Yi Xian disappeared into the darkness once again. It's not that easy to hide. The middle-aged Shadow Fox growled, and a pink eyeball suddenly condensed on top of his head. Eye of Charm. When the pink eyeball appeared, the surroundings were dyed pink, and there was no way to hide from it. Yi Xian was also exposed. Amazing, you've even learned the Eye of Charm. Yi Xian couldn't help but admire him. However, he was already prepared to kill this person. After his figure was exposed, he quickly retreated. Now you still want to run? The middle-aged Shadow Fox instantly found Yi Xian's position, and then swooped down, preparing to capture Yi Xian alive. Although Nalan Bing's target was Luo Luo, and Yi Xian's life and death didn't matter, they didn't know where Luo Luo was, so Yi Xian had to live. However, what the middle-aged Shadow Fox didn't know was that Yi Xian had already set up a trap and was waiting for him to come up. Ta-ta! The middle-aged Shadow Fox landed on the ground and chased after Yi Xian. When he passed through a place, Yi Xian's eyes suddenly flashed. I'm here, kill! Yi Xian's eyes flashed, and he directly broke open a void door. Killing intent explosion. Matchless flame dragon slash. A golden flame dragon entered the void door, and then swept out from behind the middle-aged shadow fox. What? The middle-aged shadow fox was shocked. Yi Xian clearly attacked in front of him, but why did the attack suddenly come from behind him? Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor. The middle-aged shadow fox immediately condensed his true qi, and condensed a set of armor around his body. The golden flame dragon bombarded the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor, and was immediately defeated by the impact. Even Wei Zhentian, who was hidden in it, was sent flying. Yi Xian had already expected this. You're dead. Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. With the eye of nature, he had already condensed countless black water droplets around the middle-aged shadow fox. This is impossible. The middle-aged shadow fox was shocked. Before he could react, the countless black water droplets smashed towards him like comets. Bang! 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 The impact of the black water droplets was extremely strong, and directly injured the middle-aged shadow fox. In addition, the frozen sky pill also played its role. Crack! 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 The middle-aged shadow fox was just like the person who was killed by Yi Xian. He died because he was seeking his own death. The Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor was frozen, and the middle-aged shadow fox was sealed in it. He tried to use his true qi to break free, but it was useless. It seemed that he could only burn his life. Explode! The middle-aged shadow fox burned many years of his life to explode the frozen Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor. However, at this moment, reincarnation flash. Fifth flash. Rip! A crisp sound was heard, and the middle-aged shadow fox's head was chopped off by Luo, and he died tragically on the spot. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian's killing intent had increased by a large margin. However, the killing intent had already reached the upper limit 3 times, and it was not so easy to reach it again. Yi Xian estimated that even if he killed the remaining 3 people, it would not be enough. At this moment, he kept the corpses and the spoils of war, and immediately fled. He was afraid that the people in the distance had already heard the commotion, so he had to hide and wait for the next opportunity. As expected, in less than a minute, another immortal level LV6 expert came to check, but he did not find anything. His face was extremely gloomy, and he had an ominous feeling in his heart. There were other people in Tianyuan mountain range who wanted to capture Yi Xian, and he hoped that the person who had died was not his companion. This thought only flashed through his mind. After all, his companion was an immortal level LV6. How could he die so easily? Yi Xian, who was in the distance, looked at the person who left, and thought in his heart. Master, why don't you use the hollow eye and my reincarnation flash together? At this moment, Luo suddenly said. Hollow eye, reincarnation flash? Hearing this, Yi Xian's eyes could not help but light up. That's right. Why didn't I think of that? As long as he used the hollow eye in a special place and lured the opponent into the trap, Yi Xian would directly break through the hollow eye and let Luo rush in when the opponent stepped into the trap. Who would be able to defend against such a sneak attack? Great, it seems like the harvesting speed will increase. Yi Xian nodded satisfactorily. He stealthily followed the Shadow Fox powerhouse and chose a place to lay an ambush. Hollow Eye. Chapter 14:21. Go, lure him over here. Yi Xian said to Wei Zhentian. Virum. Wei Zhentian let out a sword hum and left. He then flew far away and observed with his eye of revelation. At the same time, Luo appeared next to him. Rumble. Wei Zhentian transformed into a green heavenly dragon. When he whipped his tail, there was a huge commotion. When the Shadow Fox expert in front heard the commotion, he turned his head and saw Wei Zhentian in the distance. That's the sword that can transform. He immediately reacted and chased after Wei Zhentian. On the other hand, whoosh, whoosh. Luo had transformed into a golden flash and accelerated with a 9-flash reincarnation. Wei Zhentian was near the location in the void. When the bait took the bait, he dove down and looked like he was going to drill into the ground. Trying to escape? The Shadow Fox expert's eyes lit up. He quickly landed on the ground and chased after Luo. However, at this moment, whoosh, a void door suddenly opened behind him. Then, a petite figure dashed out of it. Swish! A head was tossed up. Luo had successfully killed her opponent. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. Another system notification was heard. This time, the battle had ended too quickly. Young master, your Eye of the Void is a perfect match for me. Luo Luo could not help but shout. She kept her lute and returned to Yi Xian through the void door. Not bad, but I'm itching to fight too. Yi Xian took the Qian ring from Luo Luo and smiled awkwardly. As a result, 2 of the 4 immortal level 6 experts were killed. Next, Yi Xian would find trouble with the remaining 2. The perfect combination of the Eyes of the Void and the 9 reincarnation flashes made them invincible. The remaining 2 immortal level 6 experts were killed by the same technique. Along the way, Yi Xian also killed many of Hell's assassins. The entire Tianyuan mountain range quietened down. I can already break through to immortal level rank 4, but my killing intent points are high. I'll break through after I reach the upper limit. Yi Xian thought to himself as he looked at the heavenly treasures in the devouring space. It seemed that it was time to visit the Shadow Fox branch. At the same time, in the distant Shadow Fox branch. Patriarch, bad news. The Shadow Fox expert from before hurriedly came to the residence of the Shadow Fox branch patriarch. What's the matter? The Shadow Fox branch clan leader walked out of his residence somewhat angrily. Young patriarch's life jade tablet is broken. Not only that, but the 4 great elders' life jade tablets are also. The Shadow Fox expert reported. What? Hearing this, the Shadow Fox branch patriarch couldn't help but tremble. His youngest son and the 4 elders were all dead? How could this be possible? Young patriarch's life jade tablet has been broken for a few days. However, the guard of the life jade tablet was slacking off, so he only found out now. As for the 4 great elders' life jade tablets, they just broke not more than 10 minutes ago. The Shadow Fox expert's body trembled as he spoke. Bang! All of a sudden, the true chi in the Shadow Fox branch patriarch's body gushed out uncontrollably, sending the Shadow Fox expert who was on immortal level rank 5 flying. His son had been dead for a few days? Previously, the immortal level experts in the Shadow Fox branch rarely died, so there was no one guarding the ancestral hall of the life jade tablet. However, he didn't expect so many experts to die at once. Even the young patriarch had died outside, and even his corpse was nowhere to be found. Not to mention his son, the 4 great elders were all immortal level rank 6 experts. How could they die one after another? Could it be that an immortal level rank 7 expert did this? Besides, his son was personally appointed by Xianxia and was supposed to be sent to the clan. Now that he was dead, how was he going to explain to the clan? The troublesome thing was that the 2 matters were put together. Should he look for his son's corpse or the 4 great elders' corpse? His youngest son had sneaked out of the clan and only knew that he was heading south. Now that he was dead, his corpse might have been kept in a Qian ring or eaten by a Tong Tian beast. The 4 great elders were sent to Tianyuan mountain range by him, so they should have died there. After thinking for a while, the Shadow Fox branch patriarch made a decision. Since his youngest son was dead, he had to capture Luo Luo. Otherwise, he couldn't bear the consequences if Xianxia blamed him. Whoosh! The Shadow Fox branch patriarch immediately left the clan. At the same time, Yi Xian also left Tianyuan mountain range and headed north. However, just as he left Tianyuan mountain range, he suddenly heard a system notification. Ding! The target of the death hunting order is dead. The system notification shocked Yi Xian. The target of the death hunting order is dead? After all, except for Bing, all the people he had marked with the death hunting order were killed by him. Now that the system had given him such a notification, did it mean that? He hurriedly looked to the north and realized that the word kill on the death hunting order had disappeared. Bing is dead? Damn, what's going on? Bing is dead? Yi Xian immediately reacted. Who was Bing? One of the Shenming duo. In her previous life, she was a reincarnator, a rebirth state elite. How could she be dead now? Impossible, how could she be dead? Yi Xian couldn't believe it, but the system couldn't be lying to him. If the system said that Bing was dead, then she was really dead. Could it be that Bing was killed by an elite on her way to the clan? If that was the case, then Xianxia wouldn't be spared. Could it be that Mo Shui's revenge was over? Yi Xian was helpless. He had personally promised Mo Shui that he would kill the Shenming duo. This promise was also to encourage him to grow stronger. But now, the The Shenming duo were both dead. What kind of risk was this? However, at this moment, he suddenly thought of something. Nalan Bing wasn't necessarily dead. Yes, Nalan Bing wanted to capture Luo Luo because she wanted to possess Luo Luo's body. Previously, she stayed there for a period of time. Maybe she found a suitable body and successfully possessed it. Once the possession was successful, the body of the Northern Heavens Academy's daughter would naturally die. Yi Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. Nalan Bing should have succeeded in her possession and turned into another person. Of course, her name might still be Nalan Bing. Thinking about it, it was possible. Chapter 14:22. So she took over a body. If that's the case, the death hunting order won't have any effect. Yi Xian squinted his eyes. The death hunting order marked a person, but Nalan Bing had changed her body. Hence, the system assumed that Nalan Bing was dead. Of course, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie might really be dead because they seem to have enemies. Otherwise, why would they use the charm will to escort them? Come to think of it, Yi Xian already knew the final destination of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. It didn't matter whether they were dead or not. Yi Xian assumed that Nalan Bing was still alive and had successfully taken over a body. The place that Nalan Bing stopped at might be the Shadow Fox clan. This clan is built at the border of the land of reincarnation. It seems that I'm very close. Yi Xian thought to himself and quickened his pace. Although Nalan Bing had taken over a body, it didn't mean that she couldn't take over another body. Yi Xian guessed that she was just trying to get rid of the human body. If she caught Luo Luo, she might take over Luo Luo's body again. Of course, it was also possible that the clan gave birth to a Shadow Fox lady with better qualifications than Luo Luo. In that case, she wouldn't need Luo Luo anymore. Yi Xian used his shadow steps and rushed towards the Shadow Fox clan. No matter what, he had to increase his killing intent to the upper limit first. However, on his way to the Shadow Fox clan, he encountered an extremely powerful aura. Immortal level 7? Yi Xian raised his eyebrows. With the eye of revelation, he could see that the figure in front of him was an immortal level 7 expert. At the same time, the figure had 6 tails. It seemed that he was the clan leader of the Shadow Fox clan. He realized that the life jade token was broken and he came personally. Yi Xian reacted instantly. Without saying anything, he broke through the void and left the scene. The clan leader of the Shadow Fox clan also noticed Yi Xian. Initially he was suspicious, but after seeing Yi Xian leave suddenly, he was immediately sure. Damn it, he ran away. The Shadow Fox branch patriarch cursed. He knew that it was Yi Xian who had killed the 4 elders who were on immortal level rank 6. Although he did not know how Yi Xian had done it, his instincts were usually right. Now that Yi Xian had run away, which direction should he chase after him? In the end, he decided to take a look at the Tianyuan mountain range first, then head to the nearest underworld and mobilize more assassins. However, 5 minutes after he left, the void gate opened once more and Wei Zhentian emerged from it. After checking his surroundings, Yi Xian emerged from the void gate as well. He did not have the ability to deal with an immortal level rank 7, but he could go to the Shadow Fox branch to cause trouble. Immediately, he continued on his way. On the other side, when the Shadow Fox branch clan leader was about to reach the Tianyuan mountain range, he suddenly thought of something. Yi Xian had the ability to leave through the void. Perhaps he could return through the void as well. There were no longer any immortal level rank 6 leaders in the Shadow Fox branch. If Yi Xian were to attack them, the entire branch would be in danger. Oh no! The Shadow Fox branch clan leader cursed himself for his stupidity and immediately turned around to leave. Although he was fast, Yi Xian had left earlier than him. Whether he could catch up with Yi Xian was still a problem. Yi Xian performed his shadow steps. His speed was off the charts. Soon, he arrived at the Shadow Fox branch clan. There are so many immortal level powerhouses. Yi Xian narrowed his eyes. There were at least 2,000 immortal level powerhouses here. It was no wonder that they were protected by a big family. However, Yi Xian had searched the souls of the 4 elders who had died earlier. As for the Shadow Fox branch clan leader, he had seen him himself. Therefore, there were at most immortal level rank 5 powerhouses in the Shadow Fox branch clan. To put it simply, no one could stop Yi Xian. Luo Luo, Wei Zhentian. Old tree, let's go. Yi Xian summoned the three of them and then walked toward the Shadow Fox branch clan. Before they could get close, someone noticed them. The four of them. When a guard of the Shadow Fox branch clan saw Yi Xian and the other four, his body could not help but tremble. The portraits of Yi Xian and the other four had been spread throughout the entire branch. Even the other organizations might have them. How could he not recognize them? Quick! Inform the elders. The people that the two masters are looking for are here. The guard immediately shouted. His voice was transmitted to the Shadow Fox branch clan, and it immediately attracted the attention of the few immortal level rank 5 elders. There were a total of 6 immortal level elders. 2 of them had escorted the Xianming duo demons away, while the remaining 4 were killed by Yi Xian. However, there were still a few immortal level rank 5 elders in the branch clan. When they heard the sound, they immediately rushed out. Apart from that, there were also many immortal level shadow foxes. So many, there are hundreds of them. Yi Xian scanned them with his eye of revelation. These hundreds of figures were all immortal level rank 3 and above. With so many of them added up, they were equivalent to 1 or 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses. But so what? Luo, be careful of their charm. Yi Xian reminded her. Master, don't worry. Even if they collectively use the Eye of Enchantment, it won't have any effect on me. Luo giggled. Speaking of which, she had already undergone 3 transformations and was now in her 9-tailed form. Although the Shadow Fox was considered a decent bloodline of the fox tribe, compared to the heavenly loathe fox, it was too weak. Perhaps, as soon as Luo used the golden tail hair that she had not used for a long time, many of them would be suppressed to the point that they could not move. However, it was better not to expose the golden tail hair if there was no reason. You've worn out iron shoes in a fruitless search, only to find it by chance without any effort. You've walked right into the trap. An immortal level rank 5 elder walked out. His eyes flickered and he looked like he was going to defeat them. Is that so? Yi Xian's lips curled up slightly. He gripped the crimson flame sword in his hand tightly and closed his eyes. He was ready for a big battle. He was immortal level rank 3 while Luo was immortal level rank 4. The old tree and Wei Zhentian did not have any aura. The former was immortal level rank 4 while the latter was immortal level rank 5. A team like this was nothing in the Shadow Fox camp. However, their strength could not be calculated normally. Go, capture that young lady. As for the rest, kill them without mercy. The immortal level rank 5 elder gave the order to the few immortal level rank 4 powerhouses behind him. Since the leader was not around, the branch would listen to him. Even if the leader was still in the branch, he had a lot of authority. That was because he was the father of the leader of the Shadow Fox branch. Chapter 14:23. The people from the Shadow Fox branch probably did not know that Yi Xian had killed 4 elders of immortal level 6. Otherwise, the entire tribe would be in a panic instead of sending weaklings of immortal level 4 to find trouble with Yi Xian. Looking at the 4 experts charging towards him, Yi Xian smirked and said in a low voice, 1 each. Kill. As soon as the word kill was uttered, they rushed out together. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Even though he could easily kill his opponents, Yi Xian still used a powerful attack. On the other hand, Luo did not even need to use the 9 flash. Instead, she used Demon Fox Flash. As for the old tree and Wei Zhentian, they were facing the remaining 2 people. At the same level, the old tree and Wei Zhentian were stronger than their opponents. Not to mention, Wei Zhentian's level was higher than theirs. Whoosh! A crisp sound was heard. Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level 5, pierced his opponent's heart with his sword. The old tree was not weak either. When he punched with his right fist, his entire right arm turned into a thick branch that pierced through his opponent's chest. What Shadow Fox clan? They were so weak. 4 immortal level 4 powerhouses were killed by Yi Xian and the other 3. When this scene fell into the eyes of everyone from the Shadow Fox branch, all of them were shocked. Before they could react, Yi Xian yelled, "Kill!" Behind them, the leader of the immortal level 7 branch was rushing back. Hence, Yi Xian had to hurry. As long as his killing intent reached the upper limit, he would exchange it for absorption points and break through to immortal level 4. In an instant, the 4 of them rushed towards the entire Shadow Fox branch. 4 of them against the entire tribe? That was crazy. Kill. Kill the 3 of them and capture that little fox. The leading elder shouted angrily. A huge battle broke out. As their levels were not high, Yi Xian did not plan to use Killing Feast. He only needed to use normal attacks. Killing Intent Explosion. Unparalleled True Flame Dragon Slash. A golden flame dragon swept out, instantly taking the lives of more than 10 people. No one present could withstand his attack unscathed unless they burned their lifespan to strengthen their true chi. On the other side, Luo Luo had also turned into a ray of flowing light, shuttling through the crowd. Wherever she passed, heads would fly. As for Wei Zhentian, he was extremely powerful. With the immortal phoenix bloodline, no one could kill him. Not even the few immortal level 5 elites. Although the old tree's strength was slightly lacking, it was still easy for him to deal with those who were weaker. In just a few seconds, the Shadow Fox's branch camp had suffered more than 100 casualties. The few immortal level rank 5 powerhouses could not do anything to them. Damn it, the patriarch isn't here. The remaining 2 elders have gone to escort the 2 lords. An immortal level rank 5 powerhouse frowned. Who would have thought that the dignified Shadow Fox clan would actually be defeated by 4 people? No, there was only one person. Among the 4 Yi Xian, only Yi Xian was human. Humans, foxes, demons, and a weapon. A clan was actually ruined by 4 people and looked like it was about to be destroyed. However, just as this group of people revealed a look of despair, 2 figures suddenly swept across the sky. Elder Nailin Yang and Elder Nailin Yao have returned. As soon as this was said, everyone's eyes lit up. Nailin Yang and Nailin Yao were the 2 immortal level rank 6 elders who had escorted the Xianming duo demons. Since they had returned, Yi Xian and the other 3 would definitely die without a burial place. At this moment, Yi Xian had also noticed them and could not help but smile. He was afraid that these killing intent points were not enough, but he did not expect that 2 immortal level rank 6 elites would come to deliver benefits. This was just right. Wei Zhentian, Sword Blade Storm. At that moment, Yi Xian gave Wei Zhentian an order. At the same time, he also started a killing feast. A foul wind and a rain of blood abruptly blew. Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level rank 5, could even kill an immortal level rank 6 powerhouse after using the Sword Blade Storm. In addition to the enhancement given by the killing feast, even the clan leader of the Shadow Fox branch would not be able to defeat it. As the killing feast began, as the number of people killed increased, Yi Xian's enhancement continued to increase. The killing feast could not increase Wei Zhentian's strength, but it could increase the strength of the Sword Blade Storm. In the blink of an eye, the killing feast was increased by 50%, and so was the power of the Sword Blade Storm. At this moment, the 2 figures had already swept over. How dare you! Stop! The 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses shouted. However, at this moment, Yi Xian had already killed the leading elder, who was the father of the clan leader of the Shadow Fox branch. Not only that, but the other immortal level rank 5 elders were either killed by the Sword Blade Storm or by Luo Luo. The enhancement of the killing feast was instantly doubled. Go kill the 2 of them. Yi Xian ordered Wei Zhentian again. The Sword Blade Storm that was doubled in power had no problem dealing with the 2 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses. After all, Wei Zhentian was on immortal level rank 5 and he had the immortal phoenix bloodline. The Sword Blade Storm could not be easily dispersed. Besides, with the help of Yi Xian and Luo Luo, the 2 of them might not survive for more than 3 seconds. What a powerful attack! Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nailin Yang's eyes lit up and black water droplets were formed. His younger brother, Nailin Yao, stood behind him and formed an eye of enchantment on top of his head. However, the Eye of Enchantment was useless against Yi Xian and Luo Luo. Wei Zhentian did not even have eyes, so naturally, it was useless against him. As for the old tree, he was only on immortal level rank 4. His ability was too weak, so the Eye of Enchantment was useless against him. Therefore, the Eye of Enchantment was useless. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nailin Yao's face turned gloomy as he performed the same move. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The black water droplets shot out like cannonballs and collided with the Sword Blade Storm. The move was indeed powerful, but after the blood sword was pierced by the black water droplets, it recovered quickly. Don't forget, Wei Zhentian had the immortal divine phoenix bloodline. What? The two brothers were shocked and had to raise their hands to attack. However, at this moment, a gigantic golden flame dragon attacked first. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. The two brothers sensed that the move was extraordinary and defended passively. However, in the next moment, they suddenly realized that there were more northern underworld heavenly water droplets around them. Oh no! Nalan Yang's face turned gloomy as he quickly dove down. However, his younger brother was in trouble. Poof, poof, poof. Chapter 14:24. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. After hearing the system notification, Yi Xian glanced at it and realized that the killing intent was only 1 point away from reaching the upper limit. Although Na Lanyang managed to escape, he could not escape from Wei Zhentian's clutches. The blood swords whizzed past and Na Lanyang was killed by countless blood swords. Ding! The killing intent of the host has increased. Ding! The killing intent of the host has reached the upper limit. Would you like to exchange it for 1 devouring point? Hearing this, Yi Xian's eyes shot out 2 rays of light. The killing intent had finally reached the upper limit. Needless to say, he had to exchange it. Otherwise, why would he still be at immortal level 3? Ding! The killing intent is 0. The host has obtained 1 devouring point. Another system notification rang. Yi Xian glanced at the panel and realized that the devouring point had reached 4 points. 2 more points and he would be able to integrate his physique and bloodline. Ding! The host has broken through and is now at immortal level 4. Ding! Wei Zhentian has broken through and is now at immortal level 6. At that moment, Yi Xian devoured all the treasures that he had accumulated and broke through to immortal level 4. At that moment, there were only a few dozen immortal level powerhouses left in the Shadow Fox branch. The rest of them were at Nirvana level and could not withstand a single blow. Yi Xian did not order Wei Zhentian to stop killing. This was a world of the strong and the strong were respected. Since this Shadow Fox branch was courting death, then there was no need for Yi Xian to show mercy. Soon, the remaining immortal level powerhouses were all killed by Yi Xian. As for the rest, Yi Xian could not be bothered to care about them. Devil. He's a devil. How dare he kill so many of our people? Gosh, not a single immortal level powerhouse is left. All of them are dead. Is he really only at immortal level 3? No. His aura has increased tremendously. He should have broken through. The group of Nirvana level Shadow Foxes looked at Yi Xian and the rest in fear. Once the time was up, Wei Zhentian's blade storm stopped. Not only that, but the buff from the Feast of Slaughter also disappeared. Now, Yi Xian was here, quietly waiting for the Shadow Fox branch chief to return. Seeing that Yi Xian had stopped attacking, those Nirvana realm martial artists also heaved a sigh of relief. If Yi Xian went berserk, this entire tribe would probably be wiped out. After all, there were close to 100,000 people here. However, Yi Xian wasn't that ruthless. This demon is still not leaving. Could it be that he is waiting for the Patriarch to return? Humph, the Patriarch is on immortality level 7. He can kill him with 1 slap. Shoo, lower your voice. Don't let them hear you. Otherwise, when the Patriarch returns, we will all become ice-cold corpses. After the group of Shadow Foxes retreated for a long distance, they started whispering to each other. Very quickly, 10 minutes later, a figure flew over from the horizon. This person was the leader of the Shadow Fox branch, Nalan, who was at immortal level 7. He had already reacted before, but he was still a step too late. When he returned, he saw that there was a river of blood here. Although there were no corpses, the smell of blood proved that many people had died here before. They were probably all experts of the Shadow Fox branch. Thump. Thinking of this, Nalan's heart twitched violently. You killed them? Nalan shouted before he even got close. You came back late. Yi Xian's voice fell into Nalan's ears. At this time, Nalan had just returned and stood opposite Yi Xian. Patriarch, you are finally back. Patriarch, avenge our tribe members. All the immortal level members were killed by him. The 2 elders, Nalan Yang and Nalan Yao, who just returned, are also dead. Patriarch, be careful of their ambush. We don't know where the other 3 went. A member of the Shadow Fox clan shouted loudly. Thump. Hearing this, Nailanda's heart twitched violently again. Not a single immortal level member was left alive? Nailan Yang and Nailan Yao were both immortal level 6 powerhouses. How could they be dead? Even he could not achieve such a result. Yi Xian, what was his background? Cut the crap. Since you came to capture us under Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie's orders, you should be prepared to die. Yi Xian took out the crimson flame sword. At the same time, Wei Zhentian, who had broken through to immortal level 6, was also present. I, Nalanda, swear that even if I die today, I will kill you. Nalanda gritted his teeth and said, Do as you wish. I won't tell you that your youngest son died in my hands, Yi Xian replied casually. What? This sentence shocked Nalanda. His genius son was actually killed by Yi Xian? You deserve to die. Nalanda was furious. He rushed toward Yi Xian with a battle sword in his hand. Good timing. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. He raised his hand and attacked. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Rumble. Two different types of true qi collided, instantly stirring up tens of thousands of waves of true qi. Although Yi Xian was only immortal level 4, his strength was extraordinary. Therefore, Nalanda was not careless. He burned 20 years of his life in the beginning. However, his attack was only on par with Yi Xian's. How was this possible? Hee, looks like you're not that great as a clan leader. Yi Xian's lips curled slightly. Charm. Nalanda widened his eyes. However, before his eyes turned pink, Yi Xian suddenly closed his eyes. Even without his eyes, Yi Xian could still fight. Moreover, Wei Zhentian could share his vision. He was not affected at all. However, Nalanda did not know that. He felt that Yi Xian's combat strength would be greatly reduced if he only fought with his spiritual sense. Northern Underworld Heavenly Water. Nalanda used his true qi and manifestation force to condense countless black water droplets in front of him. He then shot them at Yi Xian. Yi Xian had seen this move many times. He also used the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water to counterattack. He knows it too. Nalanda's expression was the same as the others. They were all very strange. Under normal circumstances, whenever Yi Xian used this move, his opponent would habitually use the Northern Underworld Heavenly Water Armor. However, Nalanda did not. Go! Nalanda shook with his true qi. The black water droplets condensed by Yi Xian suddenly shot at Yi Xian. Seeing this, Yi Xian could not help but sigh. You're quite capable. Unfortunately, he had already set up a trap before Nalanda arrived. Whoosh! Suddenly, a void door opened in front of Yi Xian and protected Yi Xian. Chapter 14:25. What? Hearing the whistling sound behind him, Nalanda's body trembled. Without turning around, he burned his lifespan to strengthen his vital energy, and then condensed a set of Dark North Heavenly Water Armor. Some of the black water droplets were his own, while some were condensed by Yi Xian. After all, Yi Xian had taken the frozen sky pill. Poof! 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 Nalanda's black water droplets were easily dissolved by himself, but Yi Xian's black water droplets were not ordinary. Kacha! 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 A series of crisp sounds rang out, and the Dark North Heavenly Water Armor on Nalanda's body was instantly frozen. Fortunately, he did not suffer any damage. However, with his movements sealed, he was like a turtle in a jar. Seeing this, Yi Xian quickly summoned Luoluo. 9 Reincarnation Flash. Luoluo began to accelerate. At the same time, Yi Xian also used the Eye of Myriad to condense countless black water droplets around Nalanda. Crack! 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 Another set of attacks, and the ice crystal armor on Nalanda's body became even thicker. 9 Reincarnation Flash. 4th Flash. Luoluo turned into a golden stream of light and passed through the void door. Nalanda was trapped in the Dark North Heavenly Water Armor. Just as he was about to shatter the shackles, Yi Xian suddenly used the strength of Myriad to disintegrate his armor. Just as Nalanda was shocked, Luoluo's 5th flash arrived. Rip! Before Nalanda could react, his head was already tossed, but his consciousness did not dissipate. He saw his clansmen. At the same time, the clansmen were also staring at him in a daze. Nalanda, the most powerful member in the hearts of the Shadow Fox clansmen, was actually killed? Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. Yi Xian's expression did not change at all. He quickly put away Nailanda's body and the spoils of war. Although Nailanda escaped the first calamity, he couldn't escape the second calamity. In the end, he still couldn't escape death. If he hadn't used the Dark North Heavenly Water Armor, he might have had a chance at survival and could have fought Yi Xian for a while longer. Unfortunately, it was all because of their own deaths. After Nailanda died, Yi Xian also searched Nailanda's soul on the spot. Then, he visited the Dark Shadow Fox clan again to see if there were any hidden interspatial rings. Then he left, leaving behind a group of shadow foxes who had not even reached the immortality realm. Next, Yi Xian would head to the Shadow Fox clan, which was the clan of Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie. Finally, he was about to face the Xian Ming duo head-on. He wondered what level the Xian Ming duo were at now. There was still some distance between the Shadow Fox branch and the main clan. Even if Yi Xian traveled at full speed, it would take at least 3 days. In these 3 days, Yi Xian was constantly planning in his heart. Now that I have 4 devour points, I just need 2 more points and the 2 bloodlines can be merged. When that happens, another bloodline will appear and my battle strength will increase greatly. Yi Xian thought in his heart. However, 2 devour points was not a small number. If he recycled the skills, he could still get them. However, these skills were more practical and Yi Xian was a little reluctant to part with them. Blade Storm can be exchanged for 2 devour points, but Wei Zhentian's level is increasing quickly. Coupled with the Immortal Phoenix bloodline, Blade Storm's power is not small. Moreover, Blade Storm still has room for improvement, so it can't be recycled. Yi Xian thought in his heart. If he really wanted to recycle the skills, the Divine Wood Seal Old Tree's breeding skill could be exchanged for 1 devour point. However, that was still lacking a devour point. Forget it. Let's take a look first. Who knows, we might encounter a devourer along the way. Yi Xian decided to put it aside for now. After all, he was not in a hurry. After all, Song Sui Jing and Adjudicator Song had been rescued, so he could slow down. However, in the next moment, he suddenly thought of a problem. Could he not exchange his lifespan for devour points? Previously, when he had broken through to Immortal Level 3, the system had given him a notification. However, at that time, Yi Xian felt that if he exchanged his lifespan, he would not be safe, so he put it aside. Until now, he just thought of this matter. As an Immortal Level 4, he had a lifespan of more than 1,700 years. Even if he exchanged his lifespan for 500 years, he would still have more than 1,200 years of lifespan left. The second time he exchanged for a devour point would require 1,000 years of lifespan, so he would still have more than 200 years of lifespan left. Haha, 6 devour points, that's enough. Yi Xian suddenly laughed out loud. Immediately, he exchanged for the devour points. Ding, the host has consumed 1,000 years of lifespan and obtained 1 devour point. Ding, skill breeding has been successfully recycled. The host has obtained 1 devour point. After 2 consecutive system notifications, Yi Xian subconsciously glanced at the panel. He had obtained 6 devour points. That's enough. Let me see what kind of powerful bloodline will be born when the Heavenly Eye Clan bloodline and the Beast Deity bloodline merge. Yi Xian was very curious. Ding, the Heavenly Eye Clan bloodline and the Beast Deity bloodline are merging. 6 devour points are required. Confirm? The system notified. Upon hearing this, Yi Xian replied without hesitation, confirm. Ding, bloodline merging begins. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 10%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 20%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 80%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 90%. Soon, the bloodline merging progress was increased to 90%. Ding, bloodline merging progress is at 100%. Ding, bloodline merging. The host has obtained the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline. Do you want to merge it immediately? Immortal Eye Unicorn? Upon hearing this name, Yi Xian's blood began to boil. Unicorn. It's the unicorn bloodline. Unicorn is China's traditional divine beast. Wherever the unicorn appears, there will be auspicious signs. Usually, unicorn is the mount of the gods. It seems that I've obtained a good bloodline this time. Yi Xian's eyes lit up and immediately replied in his mind, yes. Ding. Immortal Eye Unicorn Bloodline Merging. When the system notification sounded, Yi Xian felt that his whole body was different. At the same time, he felt a burning sensation on his back. He quickly asked Luo Luo and Wei Zhentian to come out and take a look. He found that the clothes on his back had been burnt to a crisp and a tattoo had appeared. Wow, what kind of beast is this? It's so cool. Luo Luo couldn't help but open her mouth wide. Through Wei Zhentian's shared vision, Yi Xian also saw the tattoo. Chapter 14:26. Unicorn Tattoo? Yi Xian raised an eyebrow. This time it was awesome. It was the first time he had seen a tattoo on a person's bloodline. He immediately began to examine the unicorn of the Immortal Eye bloodline. The unicorn of the Immortal Eye bloodline was a new bloodline formed from the fusion of the Celestial Eye bloodline and the Beast God bloodline. This bloodline included most of the abilities of both bloodlines. The Celestial Eye bloodline had some slight changes to their names, but their effects were still the same. Yi Xian frowned and changed the names back to the original Eye of Revelation, Eye of Perception, Eye of Soul, Eye of Eternity, Eye of the Void, and so on. However, the Eye of Destruction and Eye of Glory had disappeared, and the unicorn's vital energy had been absorbed. Unicorn's vital energy was the fusion of the Eye of Glory and the Eye of Destruction. This unicorn's vital energy was extremely domineering, and it had the ability to incinerate everything in the world. This was actually the decomposing effect of the Eye of Destruction. In addition, the unicorn's vital energy also increased Yi Xian's fire resistance and the power of his fire attacks. It was the same as the immortal phoenix bloodlines rising from the ashes advancement. In addition to the unicorn's vital energy and the immortal eye's advancement, there were 3 other advancement paths. One was unicorn's physique, another was unicorn's deterrence, and the last was unicorn's descent. Unicorn's physique was the advancement of the beast god bloodline's strength and agility. It was originally an 11-fold advancement, but after the bloodline fusion, it was raised to a 12-fold advancement. Unicorn's deterrence included all the attributes of the target's growth rate, the target's expansion, the target's attack effects against beasts, and the benefits of devouring beasts' corpses. It was initially a 10-fold advancement. As for the last unicorn's descent, it was an active ability. Once activated, it would summon a unicorn to battle. This was an extremely powerful move. However, this unicorn descend had no cooldown. Every time it was used, it would not be able to recover over time. It would need to devour beast corpses and beast souls to recover. Furthermore, it seemed like the unicorn could only summon a single unicorn hoof. Only after advancing to a higher level in the future would he be able to summon the entire unicorn. The Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline had a total of 5 advancements, which were Immortal Eye, Unicorn Vital Energy, Unicorn Physique, Unicorn Deterrence, and Unicorn Descent. After reading it, Yi Xian also felt that the 6 Devour points were well spent. Putting aside the fact that all of his Heavenly Eyes abilities had been improved, just the Unicorn Xianxia alone was already very awesome. It increased his fire attacks and resistance once again, and it also gave him an effect that was even more powerful than the Eye of Annihilation and the Eye of Glory's Incinerate Everything. Apart from that, his strength and dexterity had increased by 10%. His monster attributes, growth speed, monster expansion, monster attacks, and devour points had increased by 20%. Most importantly, he had a new trump card, Unicorn Descent. All in all, Yi Xian was very satisfied with the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline that he had obtained after the bloodline integration. This was only the bloodline integration. He wondered how powerful the Divine Sword bloodline and the Divine Slayer bloodline would be after the integration of the 2 combat bloodlines. With my current ability, even if I don't use underhanded tricks, I'm afraid I can easily kill an Immortal Level 7 powerhouse. Yi Xian's confidence was off the charts. The vital energy in his body had also changed. It was much more powerful than before, and it even had the effect of incinerating everything. The Immortal Phoenix bloodline, the Immortal Eye Unicorn bloodline, the Unparalleled Flame Dragon Slash, and the Burning Sky Pill allowed Yi Xian's fire attacks to reach a terrifying level. There was also the Unicorn Descent. Although he could only summon 1 hoof now, it was the unicorn's hoof. It might be able to stomp an Immortal Level 7 powerhouse to death with 1 kick. Young master, I feel that the bloodline in your body has changed. Give me some blood and let me taste it. The old tree's eyes lit up as it spoke. No problem. Without hesitation, Yi Xian stored some of his new blood and gave it to the old tree. However, after the old tree drank it. What's going on? Ah. In the planting space, the old tree was directly burned to ashes by the violent unicorn blood. It instantly turned into nothingness. Ding! The devil tree battle soldier is dead. Ding! The devil tree battle soldier is resurrected. Ding! The devil tree battle soldier mutated into the ash spirit. The system notification shocked Yi Xian. The old tree mutated after drinking the unicorn blood? In the planting space, the old tree's body was reforming. Its original body was a tree, but after drinking the unicorn blood, its original body was burned to ashes. In the end, it mutated into a creature called the ash spirit. Yi Xian immediately focused on the planting space. He saw that the old tree had already turned into a human-shaped flame. The unicorn blood was too powerful. It burned the old tree to death. However, the old tree was reborn and mutated. The immortal phoenix bloodline also had the fire attribute. However, the old tree was fine after drinking it. Now that it had drunk the unicorn blood, it mutated. It was probably the effect of the immortal phoenix bloodline and the immortal eye unicorn bloodline mixed together. Grandpa Tree, how do you feel? Luo couldn't help but ask. I feel stronger than before. My flame is made up of the immortal phoenix bloodline and the immortal eye unicorn bloodline's flame. It's extremely powerful. The old tree couldn't help but say. At the same time it transformed into its human form. When the devil tree battle soldier transformed into its human form, it was still a dead tree under its skin. However now, there was an endless flame under its skin. It was fundamentally different. Previously, it was afraid of fire. However, now that it had turned into fire, it was afraid of water. Ding! The divine wood seal has mutated into the burning sky seal. Hearing this, Yi Xian subconsciously glanced at the old tree's attributes. Flaming sun rope, raging flame shield, remnant flame. Yi Xian recited in his heart. These 3 skills appeared after the old tree mutated. After seeing these 3 skills, his first reaction was that he had profited. Previously, he had recalled the old tree's skills. Now, after the mutation there were 3 new skills. He had profited for nothing. The flaming sun rope was a control skill. It used flames to lock the opponent and restrict their movement. The raging flame shield condensed a layer of flame around the body. It could absorb attacks and then explode. As for remnant flame, it could create a flame clone from a distance. Then, the old tree could instantly switch places with this flame clone and attack the enemy. This flame clone was already difficult to destroy. Together with the immortal phoenix bloodline, it was almost perfect. The most important thing was that residual flame was a skill with no cooldown. In other words, the old tree could casually use remnant flame in the future. Its teleportation attacks would be terrifying. As for the flaming sun rope and raging flame shield, their cooldowns were 1 day. Why did the old tree and I sign a co-growth contract? At this moment, Yi Xian realized this. Wei Zhentian had previously signed a co-growth contract with him. However now, the old tree had also signed a contract after the mutation. This was a good thing. Chapter 14:27. Medicinal herbs, fire attribute heavenly materials and earthly treasures, or even corpses. Yi Xian was shocked. Wei Zhentian could only devour ores and weapons, which was considered easy for Yi Xian. However, it was amazing that the old tree could break through so many channels. However, Yi Xian saw another restriction. The old tree could not be 3 ranks higher than him. Yi Xian was now on immortal level rank 4, which meant that the old tree could only be on immortal level rank 7 at most. In addition to the previous contract, the old tree could only be on immortal level rank 4 to rank 7. Although there's a restriction, it's still not bad. Yi Xian was satisfied as Wei Zhentian did not seem to be 3 ranks higher than him. All in all, he had earned a lot this time. Since the unicorn blood had such an effect, Yi Xian could give some of it to Wei Zhentian. Unfortunately, Wei Zhentian had no effect. It was the same for Luo. After Luo consumed the unicorn blood, the heavenly loathe fox bloodline in her body was slightly suppressed. Fortunately, she managed to get rid of the unicorn blood in time. Otherwise, it would be a tragedy. Come, Wei Zhentian, come and play with me. The old tree was filled with battle intent. He had mutated and leveled up to immortal level rank 5. However, he was not afraid of Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level rank 6. There was a huge battle in the planting space. However, both of them had the immortal phoenix bloodline. Wei Zhentian could not kill the old tree, while the old tree could not kill Wei Zhentian. This is great. With the help of two powerful beings. Yi Xian was so happy that he could not close his mouth. The immortal unicorn blood had the fire element. Together with the immortal phoenix bloodline, it had brought him many benefits. If the sword god blood lineage and the slaughter god blood lineage fused into a fire attribute blood lineage, then it would be awesome. Very soon, 3 days had passed. In the past 3 days, Luo had also broken through to immortal level rank 5. Her ability had improved tremendously. Other than Yi Xian, Luo and the old tree were on immortal level rank 5, while Wei Zhentian was on immortal level rank 6. With such strength, they would be a force to be reckoned with in the Shadow Fox clan. At this moment, Yi Xian had already arrived at his destination. At the edge of his vision was the Shadow Fox clan where the Xianming duo demons were. The Shadow Fox clan doesn't seem to have a rebirth realm expert. The rebirth realm expert seems to have gone to the land of reincarnation and is preparing to move the entire clan in, Yi Xian thought to himself. In other words, there were at most immortal level rank 9 experts here. With his current ability, it was not a problem for him to deal with those on immortal level rank 7. However, it would be difficult for him to deal with those on immortal level rank 8. Therefore he had to level up. I'm on immortal level rank 4. After obtaining the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, the effect of my soul eye has improved tremendously. I should be able to control a Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4. Thinking of this, Yi Xian's eyes lit up as he happened to see a team of Shadow Foxes heading towards the clan. Whoosh! At that moment, he quickly rushed over. There were only 3 people in the team. One of them was on immortal level rank 4, while the other 2 were on immortal level rank 3. Yi Xian immediately went in front of them and used his soul eye from a distance. Ding! Control successful. Ding! Control successful. Ding! Control failed. 2 succeeded while 1 failed. This was within Yi Xian's expectations. Who's that? The Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4 trembled. However, he could not see Yi Xian and could only be cautious. At this moment, Yi Xian's attack came again. Soul Eye! After a total of 3 attempts, he finally heard a system notification. Ding! Control successful. At the same level, Yi Xian still needed to use his soul eye a few times before he could control it. This was also because of the charm fusion crystal. Regardless of whether it was the Shadow Fox clan or the clan, almost everyone had the charm fusion crystal, which made it difficult to control. Fortunately, the Shadow Fox clan member on immortal level rank 4 only had 3 tails. Otherwise, Yi Xian would not be able to control it. What's your name? Yi Xian approached and asked the Shadow Fox clan member who was on immortal level rank 4. Nailin Ming. The young Shadow Fox clan member replied. Can the clan bring outsiders in? Yi Xian continued to ask. Yes, but their level cannot exceed immortal level rank 5. Nailin Ming nodded. Are Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie still in the clan? Yi Xian asked again. Nailin Ming paused and shook his head. The whereabouts of the 2 elders are not something that we can know. Elders? Hearing this, Yi Xian squinted his eyes. Nailin Bing and Nailin Jie had lived for quite some time in their previous lives. At their peak, they were rebirth realm elites. They were considered the top fighters in the Shadow Fox clan. All right, bring me in to have a look. Yi Xian nodded and blended in with the group. There were some humans in the Shadow Fox clan. However, many of the men were charmed by the Shadow Fox ladies and brought in. They would live there from then on. As long as their level was not high, it was fine to bring someone in. Now that the target of the death hunting order was dead, Yi Xian did not know where Nailin Bing was. However, he was sure that Nailin Bing was still alive. She had successfully taken over his body. Very soon, he approached the Shadow Fox clan. The clan is indeed much stronger than the clan. There are so many elites. Yi Xian's heart skipped a beat. Just as he approached, he noticed an immortal level rank 7 elite. He was just a guard at the entrance of the clan. Inside, there were immortal level rank 8 and rank 9 elites.
Nalan Ming, who is he?
The immortal level rank 7 elite asked. He was in charge of guarding the entrance of the clan. Due to his high level, it was not a problem for him to remember the face and name of the person. However, this was very impressive. After all, there were tens of thousands of people entering the clan every day. Sometimes, there were even tens of thousands of people.
He's my good friend.
Nalan Ming replied. The elite looked at Yi Xian and realized that he was unfamiliar with him. Moreover, he was only immortal level rank 4, so he was not a big threat.
All right, let's go.
The elite dispelled his doubts and allowed them to pass. The Shadow Fox clan was a huge city. There were more than 100,000 Shadow Foxes living in it. Under normal circumstances, they would marry within the clan and continue to grow. Of course, this required strength. With so many clansmen, the consumption of heaven and earth treasures was not small. Fortunately, there were rebirth realm elites in the Shadow Fox clan. It was enough to support the entire clan. Nalan Ming brought Yi Xian into the Shadow Fox clan and brought him back to his residence. Chapter 1428. Yi Xian entered Nalan Ming's residence. Then, Nalan Ming left. He was investigating Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie under Yi Xian's orders. Yi Xian waited in his house to see if Nalan Ming would be able to get anything out of him. However, not long after, there was a commotion in the distance.
Rumble.
It seemed to be the sound of a battle.
What's going on?
Yi Xian was a little surprised. In the Shadow Fox clan, fighting was not allowed. If they wanted to fight, they had to go to the training field. However, it was not a fight, but destruction. However, he was too lazy to go out and take a look. It did not concern him. He was here to investigate Nalan Bing's matter. The commotion was not small, but it soon subsided. About half an hour later, Nalan Ming walked back quickly. However, there were several experts of the Shadow Fox clan behind him. They were all immortal level 6. We just found a spy from the Mo clan. Nalan Ming, tell your whole family to come out. An immortal level 6 powerhouse said to Nalan Ming.
This.
Nalan Ming was a little hesitant. He had 2 women in his clan, but he was worried about Yi Xian. At this moment, Yi Xian heard the commotion and his heart could not help but tremble.
A spy from the Mo clan?
Yi Xian immediately reacted. Could the Mo clan be Mo Xue's clan? It was said that the underworld was established by 2 clans. One was the Nalan clan, and the other was the Mo clan. On the way back to the Shadow Fox clan, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were afraid that the Mo clan would find out and kill them in the cradle. After all, these were 2 reincarnators. It seemed that the commotion just now was caused by the Mo clan who had infiltrated. However, because the clan did not allow immortal level 5 powerhouses to enter, they were quickly suppressed. Now, the Shadow Fox clan began to investigate the intruders. It seems that I have to leave first. Yi Xian thought to himself. He had Wei Zhentian turn into a cup and place it on the table. Then, he would break open the void and leave. With the help of Lil Thing's vision sharing, he could know the situation here and wait for them to leave before returning. After Nalan Ming received Yi Xian's remote command, he began to summon all of his family members. In the end, the 2 women were directly charmed. This way, they could find out whether or not they were spies sent by the Mo family. These 2 human women weren't strong and were only at the 9th level of the Nirvana realm. It was impossible. However, after the 3 immortal level rank 6 powerhouses searched Nalan Ming's entire family, one of them suddenly asked, "That's strange. I heard that you brought in a human male. Where is he?" Hearing this, Nalan Ming trembled and said, "He only came in with me to get something. He has already left." "If that's the case, then come with me. I can only let you go after confirming that he has left," the immortal level 6 powerhouse said.
All right.
Nalan Ming nodded. This was the only thing he could do. Fortunately, Yi Xian had the eyes of the void. Otherwise, he would be in trouble. If he was still in the Shadow Fox clan, he would definitely be charmed if he encountered these 3 people. At that time, his inability to be charmed would attract attention. Yi Xian had no choice but to change his identity. With the Mo family as a factor, I don't think it will be so easy to go in again. How can I find out where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie are? Yi Xian was troubled. If this was an ordinary human family, things would be much easier. Unfortunately, it was the Shadow Fox clan.
At this moment, he had already arrived outside the Shadow Fox clan and was in the midst of planning.
At this moment, he suddenly saw a large group of figures coming from the horizon. Their aura made Yi Xian's heart palpitate. They're so strong. Could it be that they're at the 8th or 9th level of the immortal level? Yi Xian raised his eyebrows in shock. There were 300 to 400 people in this large group. The weakest seemed to be at the 6th level of the immortal level, while the strongest were at the 8th or 9th level of the immortal level. Even Yi Xian couldn't see through the leader with his eyes of the immortal level. Rebirth state. A rebirth state powerhouse had actually come. Oh my god. Yi Xian was terrified. Could these people be the Mo family's experts? Now that they had gathered here, could it be that they wanted to destroy the Shadow Fox clan? Thinking of this, Yi Xian felt that it was very possible. The Mo family had always been at odds with Nailan Jie. Perhaps they had received news of Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie's return, so they were preparing to strike first. Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie were reincarnators, and Mo Shui, who was also a reincarnator, had already fallen. If Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie were to return to their peak, the Mo family would be under great pressure. As such, it was better to shed all pretense of cordiality. F***CK. If they're really here to kill, then this is my chance. Yi Xian's eyes flickered. He was worried that he wouldn't be able to find Nailan Bing and Nailan Jie. Now that the Mo family's team had arrived, perhaps Nailan Jie would be directly eliminated. He just didn't know if the Shadow Fox clan had left a rebirth state powerhouse behind, or if they had all entered the land of reincarnation. Immediately, Yi Xian quickly followed. At this time, the Shadow Fox clan's guard had already seen the newcomers, but just as he was about to open his mouth, a human powerhouse had charged out from the side and pierced through his head. A great battle had begun. Kill all the Fox clan members. In the Mo family's team, the burly middle-aged man in the lead roared loudly. Yes, sir. This large group of Mo family's experts all swooped down, preparing to take advantage of the time when the Nailan family had yet to react to kill a few experts first. With such a large army charging over, the Nailan family's experts couldn't sit still and quickly gathered before charging out. At the same time, a Shadow Fox elder flew into the sky.
Mo family, you finally can't sit still.
This elder was also in the rebirth state, and his name was Nailan Xinghui. Furthermore, he recognized the rebirth state powerhouse in the Mo family's lead. He was called Mo Wentian, and he was ranked 6th among the Mo family's ancestors. Indeed, there's one person overseeing the Nailan family. Seeing this, Mo Wentian coldly snorted. Nailan Xinghui, you should have expected us to come, right? Of course, it's time for our two families to fight. Nailan Xinghui nodded. You, Nailan Jie, have moved many people into the land of reincarnation. Today you think you can stop us with just these few?
Mo Wentian narrowed his eyes and asked.
Whether it works or not, we'll know after we fight. Nailan Xinghui said as he glanced below. Chapter 1429. Alright, then I'd like to see how many people you can charm. Mo Wentian finished speaking and prepared to attack. All these years, the disciples of the Mo clan had been undergoing charm training to see if they had any resistance to the charm skills of the Fox clan. Now the experts of the Nailan clan had entered the land of reincarnation to search for something, so the Mo clan could take this opportunity to eliminate the Nailan clan. The two clans did not want to say anything more and started fighting. As for the Shadow Fox clansmen below who were not strong enough, they could only retreat quickly. Fight until both sides are injured, Yi Xian said in his heart. He naturally wanted to join in this battle. Wei Zhentian, Immortal level 6th level. Old Tree, Immortal level 5th level. Luo, Immortal level 5th level. The four of them together should not have a problem fighting an Immortal level 8th level powerhouse alone. This battle would be an important springboard for Yi Xian. Boom! The two reincarnated beings in the air finally fought, letting out a deafening sound. This was a signal. The people from the two clans also attacked after this. A battle of this scale would usually start with a group attack, competing for firepower, and then gradually closing the distance before starting a group battle. Therefore, Yi Xian could not join in the battle at first, but he could go and collect the spoils of war. The Mo clan came prepared and did not have many things in their universe rings, but the Nalan clan of the Shadow Fox clan was different. Rumble! 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 In the air, there were continuous sounds. After all, this was close to 1,000 people fighting, and it was like the end of the world. Yi Xian also took the opportunity to enter the Shadow Fox clan, but he concealed his aura and hid. It was broad daylight now, so Yi Xian could not help but use the dark night canopy. Suddenly, the sky began to darken, and the sun was instantly covered. What's going on? Why did the sky turn dark all of a sudden? Could it be someone's remarkable ability? It was unlikely that a remarkable ability could cause such an environment, but it could not change the weather all of a sudden. However, this did not affect the battle between the two sides. After all, the figures of the group in the air had never disappeared, and the sound of true qi colliding illuminated them. At this moment, there were already people who had fallen. Corpses fell from the sky, including those from the Shadow Fox clan and the Mo clan. Yi Xian hid in the darkness and quickly went to collect the corpses. He was probably the only one who dared to collect the corpses on the ground. After all, the battle in the air was too intense. If he was not careful, he would be affected by their attacks. However, Yi Xian was not afraid. 1, 2, 3 corpses. Yi Xian's true qi. Luo Luo Luo, Luo Luo, and Luo Luo's help him. Very quickly, he collected 20 corpses, causing Yi Xian's cultivation to greatly increase. At this moment, an immortal level 5 expert suddenly attacked Yi Xian. He saw Yi Xian collecting the corpses, and he did not seem to be of a high rank, so he directly attacked him. However, he did not expect that he could not even get close to Yi Xian. Bang! Suddenly, a flame lit up. The old tree, who had transformed into the spirit of ashes, suddenly used residual flame to rush in front of him. Then, he threw a punch and directly pierced through his chest. The old tree's residual flame skill was too strong. At his current rank, although he could only create one residual flame clone at a time, it was enough. They were both immortal level 5, but this expert from the Shadow Fox clan could not withstand a single blow. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In the blink of an eye, the corpse of the Shadow Fox clan expert was burned to ashes, leaving behind only a universe ring and a weapon. It was no wonder that the mutated old tree could fight Wei Zhentian to a draw. It turned out that he was so powerful. Haha, I've never felt so good before. It was the old tree's first battle with an enemy after his mutation. Moreover, it was a one-hit kill. This made him feel great, and his battle intent was as strong as his flame. In this way, Yi Xian was relieved. Wei Zhentian and the old tree won't die. Luo Luo, you have to be careful. Yi Xian said to Luo Luo. Yes, master. Luo Luo responded obediently, turning into a stream of light and moving continuously. Apart from the group of people at the top, no one at the scene could see her. Unless there was an immortal level 7 or level 8 expert, she would not be a threat. The number of corpses kept increasing. Soon, Yi Xian had collected close to 100 corpses. At the same time, he heard a system notification. Ding! The host has broken through. You're currently on immortal level 5. Yi Xian had broken through and his ability had increased tremendously. Now, he was qualified to participate in the battle at the top. Old Tree, Wei Zhentian, Luo Luo, the three of you will fight together. Yi Xian said to the three of them. Okay. The three of them responded in unison, then leaped into the sky. They were now on the Mo family side, attacking the Shadow Fox family. Yi Xian swallowed an immortal level 5 burning sky pill on the spot, increasing the power of his flame attack. He targeted a Shadow Fox family expert who was attacking from a distance and launched an attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. This attack was enough to threaten an immortal level 8 expert. Moreover, Yi Xian now had a skill called Unicorn Deterrence. The predecessor of Unicorn Deterrence was called Monster King Deterrence. It could increase Yi Xian's attack power against beasts. However, it was only effective against demons and heavenly beasts. However, after upgrading to Unicorn Deterrence, Yi Xian realized that it was effective against beasts as well. One had to know that Unicorn Deterrence had been upgraded 10 times. This meant that Yi Xian's attack power against beasts had increased by several folds. An immortal level 7 Shadow Fox family expert was attacked by Yi Xian and was instantly engulfed by the flame dragon. In the next moment, Yi Xian heard a system notification sound. Ding! The host's killing intent has increased. Instant kill. The victim's opponent was shocked when he saw this scene. Where did this kid come from?
He was from the Mo family, so naturally, he knew all the people from the Mo family this time.
However, he did not know Yi Xian. There were many people he did not know. However, Yi Xian had appeared at this time and killed an immortal level 7 expert. What was going on? Moreover, he could sense that Yi Xian was only immortal level 5. Could it be that a kind-hearted genius who passed by was helping the Mo family? No, that's not right. That move was clearly the Mo family's unparalleled flame dragon slash, but its power is much stronger than that. Where did this person come from? Chapter 1430. It seemed like Yi Xian was on the side of the Mo family. However, the combat strength of an immortal level 7 was not very useful in this battle. After pausing for a while, the Mo family expert attacked the others. Yi Xian loved this kind of chaotic battle the most. After all, he was good at sneaking up on people. If his sneak attack was successful, it would be a one-hit kill. One by one, the immortal level 7 experts died in his hands. Sometimes, he would even kill one or two of the Mo family experts who were ignorant. In terms of factions, he was a third faction that did not belong to the Nalan family and the Mo family. On the other hand, Wei Zhentian, who was on immortal level 6, and Old Tree, who were on immortal level 5 and Luo, killed the immortal level 7 experts effortlessly. The Mo family members were very surprised because Luo was from the Fox family. Although her hair was a little messy, she and the other two were helping the Mo family.
If they were to compare the number of people they killed, the three of them were more powerful than Yi Xian.
Of course, their targets were those on immortal level 6, while Yi Xian specifically targeted those on immortal level 7.
Their appearance fell into the eyes of some observant people. You're courting death.
An immortal level 8 expert from the Shadow Fox family rushed down after seeing Yi Xian's arrogance.
Good timing.
Yi Xian noticed him and immediately turned around to attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flaming dragon slash. Ever since he integrated the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, no one could block Yi Xian's attack. He wondered if this immortal level 8 expert could do it. Facing Yi Xian's attack, the immortal level expert threw a punch. Boom! Two waves of true energy collided. However, what was surprising was that the immortal level 8 expert's attack was not as powerful as Yi Xian's. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. A huge golden flaming dragon roared and instantly engulfed the immortal level 8 expert. However, it was quickly dispersed by the latter. Just now, the immortal level rank 8 powerhouse had already used all his strength. He did not expect his attack to be weaker than his opponent's. However, he guessed that his opponent must have burned his lifespan. The immortal divine phoenix bloodline, the immortal eye unicorn bloodline, the burning sky pill, the unparalleled true flame dragon slash, the sword god bloodline, the killing intent explosion, the unicorn true energy, and the assassination mode all made Yi Xian's attacks incomparably tyrannical. This strike will take your life. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse quickly adjusted his mentality. This time, he burned 10 years of his life to kill Yi Xian. But what he didn't know was that Yi Xian was also preparing to kill him in one blow. It's time to explode. Yi Xian's eyes flashed with killing intent. Death warrant. Eye of assassination. Yi Xian suddenly disappeared in the face of his opponent's powerful fist shadow and reappeared behind his opponent. A feast of slaughter. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled true flame dragon slash. Yi Xian suddenly attacked. Although he did not burn his life for this attack, it was enough to kill the immortal level rank 8 powerhouse who seemed to be defenseless. What? The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse was shocked. He clearly saw Yi Xian in front of him, but now, why did he suddenly appear behind him? But he did not have time to think so much. He hurriedly activated his true energy to defend himself. Unfortunately, he had just released a powerful attack, so his true energy could not be connected. It's over. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse was in despair. He was instantly engulfed by the golden flame dragon. Then, he was incinerated by the effect of the incinerate world. Nothing was left, including his weapon. Before this, Yi Xian had already used the all-creation strength to protect his universe ring. Ding! The killing intent points of the host have increased. The immortal level rank 8 powerhouse gave Yi Xian a huge amount of killing intent points. At the same time, there was also the 40% increase from the killing intent explosion. But in the next moment, the increase suddenly skyrocketed to 60%. Rumble! Not far away, flames suddenly surged into the sky. It turned out that Old Tree had used the blazing shield to absorb a large number of attacks before exploding. In an instant, 6 to 7 powerhouses were killed.
Well done.
Yi Xian could not help but praise. The 60% increase from the killing intent explosion had greatly increased his strength. Now, he was not inferior to any of the immortal level rank 8 powerhouses. The only regret was that Wei Zhentian could not use Bladestorm. Otherwise it would be awesome. For this battle, the Mo family had mobilized all their forces. Not only did they send a Rebirth Realm powerhouse, but they also sent 6 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. On the other side, the Nalan family also sent 6 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. In other words, Yi Xian's current strength was only below the 2 Rebirth Realm powerhouses and the 12 immortal level rank 9 powerhouses. The most important thing was that his strength was still increasing.
Let's kill to our heart's content.
Yi Xian went crazy as he shot out explosively. 60%, 65%, 70%, 75%. In less than 5 seconds, the Slaughter Feast's buff had doubled. Yi Xian's current combat strength had doubled. He was almost invincible among those below immortal level rank 9. No one could block one of his attacks unless they burned more than 50 years of their lifespan. There was a standard for burning lifespan. It was at least 10 years, followed by 20 years, 50 years and 100 years. However, very few people would burn 50 years of their lifespan at once. If they burned 50 years of their lifespan each time, even an immortal level rank 9 powerhouse's 3,000 years of lifespan would be used up in less than a minute. Therefore, most people would burn 10 to 20 years of their lifespan. This way, they would not be able to block Yi Xian's attacks and would be killed in one hit. There are only 5 seconds left for the killing intent explosion. Kill 5 more. Yi Xian calculated the time in his heart and attacked another person. During these 5 seconds, he would be invincible. As the Mo family and the Nalan family's rank 9 powerhouses and the 2 Rebirth Realm powerhouses were fighting, no one could divert their attention to deal with him. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Yi Xian continued to kill. He did not know how many people he had killed, but he felt that he was about to break through again. However, there were not many immortal level rank 8 powerhouses left in the Shadow Fox clan. There were only 3 of them left. If that's the case, then I'll kill the Mo family. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He suddenly attacked the nearest immortal level rank 8 powerhouse from the Mo family. He did not belong to any of the factions. He was a faction by himself. Previously, he had only looked for trouble with the Nalan family because he wanted to lure out Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. Now, it seemed that Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were not in the clan. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another huge golden flame dragon attacked and engulfed a immortal level rank 8 powerhouse from the Mo family. Ding. The host's killing intent has increased. Before the system notification sounded, Yi Xian quickly rushed over and put away the universe ring. Chapter 1431. The members of the Mo family were shocked. Yi Xian was helping them just now, but why did he start killing their people in the blink of an eye? Kill! Kill this kid first. 3 immortal level 8 Mo family experts were attracted. Since Yi Xian had helped them just now, they had freed up a few experts. Now, they could use them to deal with Yi Xian. 3 against 1? So what? Yi Xian was not afraid of them at all. He attacked crazily. From the beginning to the end, he had not burned his life. Now he would do it once. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. It was another golden flame dragon. This time, Yi Xian had burned 20 years of his life. His target could not block it at all and was burned to ashes in an instant. At the same time, Yi Xian was also hit by the sword gleams of the other 2 people. Poof! Poof! A sword gleam pierced through his head, and another sword gleam pierced through his heart. Logically speaking, He should have been dead, but he was not. Moreover, he had an evil smile on his face. How is it possible that he's not dead?
The two of them were very surprised.
How could a normal person not die when his head and heart were pierced through? Could it be that Xian was a spirit? But how could a spirit have true qi? Just as the two of them were puzzled, Xian suddenly attacked. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. One person was engulfed, while the other managed to avoid this calamity.
He heaved a sigh of relief in his heart.
Fortunately, Xian's target this time wasn't him. After glancing at his comrade who was burned to ashes, he quickly retreated. However, at this moment, a scorching aura suddenly rose behind him. What? The immortal level 8 expert turned his head in shock and saw the old tree, who had transformed into the original form of the ash spirit, throw a punch. Bang! The immortal level 5 old tree could not hurt him, but then there was Wei Zhentian's surprise attack. Clang! Wei Zhentian was also sent flying. However, the immortal level 8 expert could not dodge Luo Luo's fifth reincarnation flash. Whoosh! A crisp sound was heard, and the immortal level 8 expert's head flew off. He was shocked. He did not expect that he was killed by an unknown of the eye. Of the immortal level 8 expert. Who was this person? From the beginning, he did not know where did Xian came from. As for this question, he could only ask the Grim Reaper of this world. Of. Ding! You've broken through. You're currently on immortal level rank 6. Wei Zhentian has broken through. He is now at immortal level 7. Since Xian and the old tree had signed a contract to guarantee their levels, the old tree's level would not be lower than Xian's. Therefore, he broke through to immortal level 6 as well. At this moment, Xian's ability was probably invincible among those below rebirth level. Of course, this invincibility only lasted for a second. The killing feast's effect had passed. Even so, he could still fight with the immortal level 9 experts. He turned his head to look at the battlefield and found that both sides were evenly matched. No matter which side he joined, that side would show an overwhelming momentum, and the other side would be beaten to the point of not being able to breathe. However, he did not do so. Luo Luo, Wei Zhentian, old tree, let's continue killing. Xian did not bother with them and continued to find trouble with those below immortal level 8. At this moment, there were only slightly more than 300 experts left from the Mo family and the Nalan family. From nearly 1,000 to 300, many had died. As this was a battle of life and death, both sides used their trump cards and continuously burned their lifespans to attack. Even if they were still alive after this battle, they would not have much lifespan left. Since that was the case, then Xian would send them down first. The 2 Rebirth Realm experts fighting in the sky and the 12 Immortal level 9 experts did not expect that such a battle would be ruined by Xian. At first, the Mo family thought that Xian had some connections with the Mo family, which was why he attacked. However, later on, Xian even killed the Mo family members. What was going on? At this moment, they finally understood that Xian was just a passerby. He did not belong to any camp and was only here to take advantage of the situation. If this continued, the 300 people below would probably die at the hands of Xian and the other 3 before they could determine a victor. What should they do? Damn it, let's retreat. The Rebirth Realm expert of the Mo family, Mo Wention, cursed and quickly retreated. At the same time, the 6 Immortal level 9 experts of the Mo family also quickly retreated. This battle ended prematurely because of Xian. Originally, this was a battle of life and death. If the Nalan family was not annihilated, then the Mo family would be annihilated. However, now it was actually a draw. However, the Rebirth Realm expert of the Nalan family, Nalan Xinghue, recognized it. That little fox, could it be that Binger has her eyes on? Nalan Xinghue thought to himself. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie were his children. Previously, when Nalan Bing left the Shadow Fox clan and headed to the land of reincarnation, she had instructed him to find Luo Luo, a teenage immortal level 5 expert, even in the Shadow Fox clan, had never appeared before. Furthermore, Nalan Bing had said that Luo Luo had grown up in a year. When Nalan Bing met Luo Luo's realm was really low. With such aptitude, not to mention the Shadow Fox clan, Even in the entire land of reincarnation, she could be ranked first. Since both sides had stopped fighting, Yi Xian could not continue killing. He immediately collected the spoils and flew far away. Nalan family, Mo family, Yi Xian. 3 big factions. Brat, who are you? The rebirth realm expert of the Mo family, Mo Wentian, asked in shock. Just a passerby, don't worry about me. Yi Xian casually replied. Once these words were spoken, the surrounding people were stunned. Those who had died at the hands of Yi Xian and the other 3 were not only from the Nalan family, but also from the Mo family. How could they not care? Leave this person to me. At this moment, Nalan Xinghui's eyes flashed and he suddenly struck out with his palm. This palm was not aimed at Yi Xian's life, but to capture Yi Xian and the other 3. Stop! Mo Wentian also directly attacked and dispersed Nalan Xinghui's attack. He also wanted Yi Xian. Why? The reason was simple. Others might only think that Yi Xian had secretly learned the unparalleled fire dragon slash from the Mo family. But Mo Wentian knew that Yi Xian had used the unparalleled fire dragon slash. This remarkable ability was Mo Xue's ultimate move. Chapter 1432. But in the next moment, Mo Wentian and Nalan Xinghui were shocked. In the next moment, Wei Zhentian, Old Shu, and Luo Luo disappeared into thin air. In the end, only Yi Xian was left. Goodbye. After Yi Xian said this, he broke through the void and quickly entered. Nalan Xinghui, who was in the rebirth realm, missed his target. Space supernatural power? Mo Wentian was shocked. This kind of supernatural power was very rare. Who would have thought that Yi Xian would actually leave unscathed after killing both sides off guard? Besides, they had never heard of a method that could make the 3 of them disappear. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. Both parties stopped fighting because of Yi Xian, but now that Yi Xian had escaped, should they continue? Lao Zu, are we still fighting? A 9th-level immortal level expert from the Mo clan asked softly. In this battle, both parties were evenly matched. Not only did we lose a lot of people, but we also used up a lot of our lifespan. If we continue fighting, I'm afraid both parties will suffer. Mo Wentian frowned and thought to himself. This time, he came with the intention of annihilating the Nalan family. But instead, he fought with the Nalan family until both sides suffered losses. This was beyond his expectations. The remaining reincarnators of the Mo clan had all entered the land of reincarnation to fight with the Nalan clan for the treasure. They didn't have time to care about this. For a moment, Mo Wentian didn't know what to do. Let's go. After thinking for a while, Mo Wentian made a decision. The group of people from the Mo clan retreated in front of the Nalan clan, not giving them a chance to launch a sneak attack. As for Nalan Xinghui, after seeing the Mo family members off, he immediately ordered, "Search. Find those people from earlier." Yes. A few 9th-level immortal level experts responded and gave the order. They all knew that Luo Luo was the person that Nalan Bing was looking for. Although Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie had already possessed a 9th-level immortal level body, they weren't used to it because their realms were too high. If they wanted to find someone, they had to find someone younger so that they could adapt faster. She was young, had high aptitude, and had to be from the Fox clan. That was the most suitable choice. Previously, Nalan Xinghui had heard from Nalan Bing that Luo Luo had already grown 6 tails. Even the prodigies of the Shadow Fox clan couldn't compare to her talent. I'm afraid that only the 100 Fox Manor in the west of the land of reincarnation could give birth to such a genius. Nalan Xinghui thought to himself. At this time, Yi Xian, who had used the Eyes of the Void to escape from the Shadow Fox clan, had not gone far. Instead, he was in the vicinity of the Shadow Fox clan. He saw the Mo clan's team leave with his own eyes, as well as the Nalan clan's experts sent out to search for them. This time, he had actually achieved his goal. Although the Nalan family and the Mo family didn't fight to the death, and both sides suffered losses in the end, he had already obtained what he wanted. This thing was the corpse of the Nalan family's expert. Although there's no corpse of an immortal level 9, an immortal level 8 has a certain status. They should know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie are, right? Yi Xian thought to himself. He once again broke through the void and left the Shadow Fox clan, directly arriving in the vicinity of Broken Sky City. There were still many underworld assassins loitering around, but if anyone dared to approach, Wei Zhentian and the old tree would deal with them. Next, Yi Xian took out the corpse of a Nalan family expert at the 8th level of the life realm. Immortal Eye. Soul Eye. Yi Xian began to search the corpse's soul. This soul search consumed a lot of eye power. Moreover, the higher the realm of the corpse, the more difficult it would be to search. This time, he spent an entire half a day searching. After that, he finally grasped the situation of Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie, as expected, each possessed a body. These were the two Nalan family members who had died in battle. Their realms were both at immortal level 9. Then, Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie directly followed the rebirth realm expert into the land of reincarnation. They seemed to be searching for something. This was the result of Yi Xian's half a day of searching. However, he did not know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie went after entering the land of reincarnation. Right, I can also try the Mo family's corpse. Then, Yi Xian took out the corpse of a Mo family expert. After half a day, he finished searching the corpse's soul. Mo Shui was a genius of the Mo family, and could be considered an ancestor of the Mo family. However, he had perished together with the Xianming duo demons in the battle. The Mo family had spies in the Nalan family, so they had also received news of the treasure and sent experts into the land of reincarnation. However, what shocked Yi Xian was that the rebirth realm was not what he had imagined. The rebirth realm was divided into 3 realms: the profound life realm, the profound death realm, and the samsara realm. Those who entered the profound life realm from the immortal level would produce profound life chi in their bodies. This profound life chi could quickly heal injuries. As for the profound death realm, one would produce profound death chi. This profound death chi could be used in battle to deprive the opponent of life. Once one reached the 9th level of the profound death realm, the profound life chi and profound death chi in one's body would be balanced. At that time, one could attempt to break through to the samsara realm. Only when one broke through to the samsara realm could one reincarnate on their own. Previously, Yi Xian thought that all rebirth realm experts could reincarnate, but it turned out that only those who had reached the samsara realm could do so. If a profound life realm or profound death realm expert wanted to reincarnate, they would have to ask a samsara realm expert for help. Now, there was a problem. The Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui were only profound life realm experts at their peak. They were far from the samsara realm. Then how did they reincarnate? One had to know that even profound death realm experts might not be able to recognize a samsara realm expert. How did a profound life realm expert know them? Thinking of this, Yi Xian could not help but have a guess in his heart. Could it be that the Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui found a treasure that could allow them to reincarnate in advance? Then, they fought and both sides were injured. Then they both reincarnated? This was really possible. Although he did not know if this was the case, he knew about the enmity between the Nalan family and the Mo family. Both families had sent experts into the land of reincarnation to search for a treasure. If I obtain this treasure and devour it, my cultivation level will definitely break through to the rebirth realm. Yi Xian's eyes could not help but light up. However, he did not know if this treasure was related to the reincarnation of the Xianming duo demons and Mo Shui. He did not even know its name. It would not be that easy to find it. I'm afraid that only the 2 rebirth realm experts from the Nalan family and the Mo family know where Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie went. However, I can't beat them now. Chapter 1433. I'm afraid only the Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie's whereabouts are known to the Nalan clan and the Mo clan respectively. However, I can't defeat them now. Yi Xian felt helpless in his heart. However, he had to try. Who knew if the immortal level LV9 experts would know? I can't control the Nalan clan, but I can control the Mo clan. At this moment, Yi Xian suddenly thought of this. Although the Mo clan had undergone the charm training, their success rate would be higher than the Shadow Fox clan. Hence, Yi Xian's target was the Mo clan. Furthermore, it was the immortal level LV9 expert from the Mo clan. With this thought, Yi Xian quickly rushed towards the Mo clan. The Mo clan had already left for a day, so Yi Xian probably couldn't catch up with them. Yi Xian spent a day to reach the Mo clan. During this time, the old tree obtained a large amount of mysterious fire and broke through to the immortal level LV7. Nalan Bing and Nalan Jie obtained a treasure in their previous life, so the Mo clan's mysterious life realm experts went to the land of reincarnation like the Nalan clan, leaving only Mo Wen Tian behind. The Mo clan is easier to infiltrate than the Nalan clan. Yi Xian looked at the city in front of him and thought to himself. The Mo clan was human, so he could control anyone to enter the city. Although Mo Wen-Tian brought the experts to the Nalan clan, he had already returned. Yi Xian waited here for a while, then used his soul eye from afar to directly control a powerhouse at the 5th level of the longevity stage.
Then, he directly told him to come over and disguised himself as the other party to enter the city.
The Mo clan was a big clan with thousands of years of history and a population of 100,000. Yi Xian disguised himself as Mo Hua and entered the Mo clan city. Although Mo Hua was only at the immortal level LV5 and Yi Xian was at the immortal level LV6, Yi Xian could hide his aura. Even the immortal level LV7 expert guarding the city gate didn't notice him. Although everyone in the Mo family city had the surname Mo, the city was actually similar to other cities. There were weapon shops, restaurants and so on. After all, there were too many people. As for Mo Wen-Tian, he was in charge of the city lord's manor. Previously, when they went to the Nalan family to fight, they suffered heavy losses. Therefore, the Mo family was now somewhat nervous. They were afraid that the Nalan family would counterattack, so the number of guards outside the Mo family's city and on the streets increased. Yi Xian arrived in front of the city lord manor and used his eye of revelation to investigate. There were many experts in the city lord's manor, but Yi Xian did not dare to approach. After all, there was still Mo Wen-Tian, who was in the profound life realm. Once Yi Xian approached, he was afraid that he would be discovered, so he could only wait outside. Time slowly passed. Yi Xian was waiting outside the castellan's mansion. Many people were coming in and out, but none of them were above immortality level 8. It seems that his vitality has been greatly damaged and he is currently recuperating. Yi Xian thought to himself. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly walked out of the castellan's manor. Yi Xian's eyes flashed. He realized that he had seen this person before. He had participated in the battle with the Nalan family. He was an expert of immortality level 9. After leaving the castellan's manor, he quickly left. Good chance. Seeing this, Yi Xian's eyes lit up and immediately followed him.
However, he did not dare to follow too closely.
He used his eye of revelation to observe outside the range of his spiritual consciousness. He really left the city. Great. His eyes flickered when he saw the level 9 immortal level leaving the city.
It seemed that the opportunity had come.
Unfortunately, the immortal level rank 9 powerhouse did not head north. Instead, he headed south. Perhaps he was going to get reinforcements. The Nalan family and the Mo family were established at the border of the land of reincarnation. The land of reincarnation was north, so this person was not going to the land of reincarnation. However, it did not matter. As long as Yi Xian killed him, he might be able to find out where the rebirth level expert of the Mo family went to the land of reincarnation. Yi Xian used his eye of revelation to follow him while keeping a distance. Although his opponent was cautious, his vision was much smaller than Yi Xian's, so he did not notice him. Although his speed was fast, he was cautious and did not travel at full speed. Therefore, Yi Xian could still catch up with him. About half an hour later. It's about time. Let's do it. Yi Xian thought to himself and immediately chased after him. The immortality level 9 expert in front felt that something was wrong. He turned around and saw Yi Xian. However, Yi Xian looked like a stranger at the moment. He was only on immortality level 6, so he did not take him seriously.
No, his speed is so fast.
The old man shuddered. How was it possible that an immortality level 6 expert was faster than an immortality level 8 expert? You're coming for me. You're courting death. The old man who was on immortal level rank 9 reacted immediately and lifted his sword to attack. Killing intent explosion. Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Yi Xian attacked with all his might. Rumble. The two true chis collided and airwaves swept out. They were evenly matched. Previously, Yi Xian had the buff from the Feast of Slaughter, so his strength could be said to be invincible under the reincarnation realm. However, today, he didn't have the buff, so he was able to fight evenly with a 9th level immortality realm expert. However, the unparalleled flame dragon slash exposed Yi Xian. It's you. The old man immediately recognized Yi Xian. He was Yi Xian, the one who killed many experts from the Nalan family and the Mo family. However, so what if he recognized him? At this moment, Wei Zhentian and Old Tree, who were on immortality level 7, attacked from both sides. Luo was also preparing outside.
Remnant flame.
Old Shu's speed was faster. In an instant, he condensed a remnant flame clone in front of the old man who was on immortal level 8.
What?
The old man did not expect Old Tree to be able to teleport behind him. When he turned around to defend himself, it was already too late.
Bang!
Old Tree's flaming fist landed on the old man's back. The latter was immediately sent flying.
However, the old man was on a higher level and had a type of exotic flame in his body.
He was able to defend himself and was only hit by the impact. He immediately stabilized himself. However, at this moment, Yi Xian attacked again.
Killing intent explosion.
Unparalleled flame dragon slash. Another huge golden flame dragon rushed out. This time, it engulfed the old man in an instant. This time, the old man had to burn his lifespan. In the previous battle, when he fought against the Nalan family's expert, he burned almost 1,000 years of his lifespan. Now, he did not have much time left. Boom! The golden flame dragon was instantly dispersed. This time, the old man condensed a set of flame battle armor to prevent himself from being attacked again. However, at this moment, Luo suddenly turned into a stream of light and flashed. Reincarnation flash. Fifth flash.